All right, so this is VirtuaCon 2017, a part of RPGGeek, and this is Tales from the Loop, which is the role-playing game in the 80s that never was. The concept is essentially kids on bikes. It is a little bit Stranger Things, a little bit Goonies. It's setting up the daily home life of the characters, their sort of interactions, and then there's a mystery that they've walked into or has been plopped onto them, and then they can solve that mystery, the group of characters together. The tone of the game is mysterious, but not dark. In the sense that this is a game where kids don't get killed, where there's dangers and they face them, and they might suffer complications or problems or things like that. But this is more about the adventure of being a kid in the 80s from 11 to 15 years old. So some heading towards teens, late teens, and some of them younger, and that's a thing about how the group interacts on that. This is a game where we will be using the X card. That's a standard safety tool I'll use across when I run for the Gauntlet. Essentially, the X card is a system where if we hit material that you find objectionable or tone that you find off, you can either send a note in the chat, or you can do this sign. We'll edit past that material. We'll go back and retcon, do that, and I may stop to ask you about that. It's a standard safety tool we'll use because, of course, a lot of us are playing with people we've never played with before, so we want to have that available on the table. Also, I've chosen this red shirt, which is a bad idea because you may see it flickering between red and dark red, and I just remembered that this shirt does that, so I'm going to apologize for that right now.
See, I thought you did that on purpose.
No, this is a terrible mistake I've made. So we will take a break at the midpoint, a 5-minute break. I want to mention here before we get rolling that I sometimes talk fast. I also have a Hoosier accent. If at any point you go, I do not understand what this guy is saying, please stop me and have me repeat it. I will not take offense. It is understandable that you might not. Let me talk about the 7 points that the game makes in terms of principles for the play. We are in 1980s. We're in Wayward, Ohio. We're in the middle of the Midwest. The city itself is isolated. They are building a thing called the Loop, which is a massive industrial project that is going on. The Loop has not yet been built, but already the strangeness from this bizarre particle accelerator is already reaching back. This is also a world where a whole level of tech, what they call magnetrine tech, and some other advances have been made. So there are construction robots, there are hover vehicles, there are all kinds of heavy machinery and weird tech, but against the backdrop of a very mundane 1980s sort of setting. So while they might have, these robots, cell phones are still huge, and like a brick at this point. So we've got that weird mix of things there. The game suggests 6 principles I want to go through. One is that your hometown is strange and it's full of fantastic things. We just talked about weird science, mad scientists, strange devices run amok, things falling out of time. But number 2, despite that, everyday life is dull and unforgiving. You have to go to school. You have to get up at a certain time. You might have a paper route that you have to run home to get done. All of those kinds of mundane things. Related to that, number 3, adults are out of touch. When you go to get help from adults to solve a mystery or to solve a problem, they don't listen. They've got their own things. They don't understand. They don't take you seriously. They are not a place to go. They might comfort you, they might help you, but generally they have their own business. The kids know that they have to deal with their own problems. Before the loop, the land of it is dangerous, but the kids won't die. There are various conditions and trauma that you can take. You can get taken out of the game, but it's not a game about sort of violence and combat. And in fact, the combat mechanics are minimal at best. I mean, kids might fight against other kids, like, but that's generally not a solution. We play the game scene by scene. I'll set up and frame scenes. If you say, oh, maybe we should do a scene here, we can do that. We'll do some individual scenes to set up characters. We'll flip back and forth between that and the group working together. And we describe the world collaboratively, like in a PBTA game or other game. I may say, what does that look like? Describe to me what's going on there. I'll ask you for your input to get a picture of the scenery there. We've got the character sheets on the table. Our players have chosen playbooks. We're going to walk through that process a little bit here. I want to say one of the things that we're going to decide on is the group as a whole has a clubhouse. And one of the initial things in the premise is that all of you are friends. And so during that relationship thing, we'll figure out why you're friends and get that worked out. So we definitely, the group knows each other. They work together. They are friends in some way, shape, or form. So any questions about the character sheets or that right now as you're looking at those?
None for me.
Okay.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let me say a few words about the system. The system is a D6 dice pool. There's a stat plus a skill. And all of the skills have a particular stat associated with them. You're rolling a bunch of D6s, and all you want is 1 6. If you get 1 6, just a single one, you succeed. That's all you need. If you get more 6s, that's extra successes that you can do more with, that you can spend to up your results and so on. There are a couple of mechanics for getting rerolls. One, you have luck points. When you spend a luck point, you can reroll everything that you want. And also you can push yourself for a reroll, but then you have to mark a condition. And conditions are a -1 to your dice pool from that point forward until you get that taken care of. That's the basics of the system.
One thing I wanted to clarify with pushing.
Sure.
You have to mark a condition, but you don't take away that die until after you've made the push roll.
That is correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so you don't immediately take that loss on that.
Okay.
Another detail that I want to mention is there are a couple of skills that are a little close to one another, the tech skills. So this is especially important for the computer geek. Tinker is about building things. Program is about creating electronic programs, but it's also about manipulating things. So program is, weirdly enough, the drive skill. If you have to go and steal a car or whatnot, that's come up before in the past. And then calculate is your understanding mechanical, technical things skill. One other skill that's a little odd, that's very cool, is lead. Lead operates slightly differently than the other ones. Lead is about planning. You can get the group together, and when you go to do something, someone can plan, and the lead person can roll. And depending on their successes, they can generate extra dice to give to the players in the following scene. They can also use points from lead, successes from that, to clear conditions on their friends. All right, I'm going to check everybody's sheets here. So if everybody would go ahead and go through sort of the character creation process that's in that playbook up to the point of relationships to other kids, and when everybody's hit that, then we'll go to that, and the relationships to NPCs, anchors, all of that stuff.
Cool. That's cool. I haven't seen that before. How do you do a little note that pops up from your Hangouts picture? You just
It's the chat on the
Yeah.
you type in chat and it comes up like that. Cool.
Yep.
Mhm.
I'm also going to take advantage of this moment to go and grab some more coffee because I drank it way too fast. And I will be right back.
Well,
Things are looking very promising.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, all of you have access to the internet right now, but I do have in that folder a list of top 25 songs from 87, 86, 85, and
Well,
such.
I had a question. Is there a specific year this is set, or just mid 80s?
1987.
It's 87. Okay.
Yes.
Good year.
Yeah, it's the 80s, but the 87 is unfortunately the year I graduated from high school, so that's the year I wanted to set this in.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good year for music. So
Mm-hmm.
I really like playing in settings that are like the tagline, the 80s that never was.
Mm-hmm.
Partly because I never was in the 80s. So I can't necessarily get anything wrong.
Good.
Yeah, it's a fraught decade for those of us who lived through it.
it was interesting when I've run this at conventions. There, you get that split between people who weren't there and the people who were like, oh yeah, that song, oh that one that came out, okay. The other thing is, of course, I get to use all of my local, regional names and lore and things like that. And people are, strange and alien.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. What do I want? Oh.
What's comprehend used for primarily, Lowell?
Comprehend is when you're looking at a technical thing to kind of try and figure it out. Comprehend is the skill roll that you use for that.
I see. Mm-hmm.
You'll notice. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm thinking of calculate. Comprehend is research. Going to the library, going to the school library, looking things up, that kind of thing. Investigate is kind of on scene. And empathize is working with people. You will notice if you've played any PBTA games, a lot of PBTA entails from the loop with the way they handle questions and things.
Okay. And how about contact?
Contact is the ability to kind of know the right person and be able to get a hold of them. If you need something, be able to call them in and get them to help you with something. Sometimes, a non-parent adult, sometimes another kid, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Well, so the other great thing, of course, is Google Maps allows you now to remake local maps very easily. So I was appreciative of that.
Oh, really? What do you so you download it and manipulate it, or?
Yeah, I used I essentially just went on Photoshop and fixed things up.
Cool.
Apparently, there's an API where you can actually load new maps into Google Maps, but you have to have buy an app and have some kind of Google Maps subscription to be able to do that. So I'm not that ambitious yet.
So people could open up Google Maps with a fake map, and
I think some people have done it with the Middle Earth map,
nice.
so that they can mark and track distances.
That's pretty full blown right there.
Yes. But given that the One Ring tracks specific miles per day, some people probably need that.
That's on my list, but I haven't played that yet.
All right. Sean, while you're finishing off,
yes.
I'm going to, if you don't mind, I'm going to have
Please.
The other two introduce themselves, and we'll save you for last.
Yep.
So if you don't mind, Michael, can I have you start by telling us about Jerry?
Absolutely. Jerry is a 13-year-old girl. She comes from a very loving household, a very doting household, kind of a smothering household. And Jerry doesn't really have a reason to rebel, other than just the fact that she wants to be her own person. So she likes to listen to punk rock, and she has a skateboard, and she's stands up to bullies, and she smokes in the bathroom. But yeah, she's really deep down a kind and thoughtful person.
All right. And what is her? Is a skateboard her iconic item?
Yes.
Okay. And what is her problem?
Her problem is that her parents are short of money.
Oh.
Well, the family, that is.
Only child? Siblings?
I think she has 2 younger brothers.
2 younger brothers.
They're so annoying.
What do your parents do?
I think my dad has to be like an insurance adjuster or some some guy like that.
Okay.
My mom, I think she's working 2 jobs right now.
Okay.
She's maybe a secretary and works at a diner to pick up some money.
So they have a 2 working parent family. Is there something that happened that has made them short of money? They get in over their head, or something happened, medical emergency or family? What?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I think that maybe one of my brothers has a serious medical condition that requires them to pay a lot of expensive medical bills.
What's that brother's name?
That is Charlie.
Charlie. What's your drive?
My drive is I will do anything to get away from home.
Where do you get your cigarettes from?
I find some on the street.
Okay.
Vicious.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Probably. I'll make another suggestion. This is the last heydays of people having cigarette vending machines. So that's something that possibly you could do, sneak to places so that people don't see you using them.
Yeah, set up a distraction for sure.
Are you perceived as a troublemaker in school?
Yes, but I always manage to sort of explain things away to my parents, I think is what I do.
Oh, okay. So they're not quite aware of your edginess yet.
No.
And what's your pride?
My pride is that I helped a bird with a broken wing.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm probably totally going to write a song about or something later.
Who your 13-year-old punk rock, is that, how did you come to get into that? Did somebody give you records, or were you hanging around the record store, or what? Relative maybe?
I think maybe my aunt, my mom's sister. She's sort of a more independent woman, as my mom would call her. And I think she kind of showed me some records and stuff like that, and kind of fostered that spirit.
Excellent. All right. And we're going to come back to you after we do relationships, and I'll ask you about the NPCs, anchors, and that stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So our rocker, Vince, please tell us about yourself.
All right. Vince is it's basically he, in an alternate life, could have been a jock, right? So this is a kid who grew up getting okay grades, but mostly just playing sports. But when he hit his teen years, his family life started getting rough, and his older brother introduced him to punk rock, another punk rocker in the group. But the older brother went off to college last year, and so he's alone. And so he is spent a lot of his time moodily stewing when he's not working at the ice cream shop. He's an intense, sometimes angry teen boy. He's tall and fit, and each spring he does track and field. He plays drums in a lousy punk band called No Flag. He works at the local ice cream shop, and he does whatever he can not to go home. His father got laid off at the shop, and his mom drinks a lot. He has an older brother who introduced him to music, who went off to college. His iconic item are his drumsticks that he swings around all the time, right? And drops, thinking he's trying to be cool, but not so good at it yet. He's a punk musician after all. His anchor, the thing had music store clerk, but could it be his older brother? I mean, does the anchor have to be present, or can they?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, and so with that, that's to use them to kind of clear conditions. You can call them up, that kind of thing.
Okay. So his pride is that he stood up for his friend against the teacher who was being mean. His problem is his parents are probably going to get divorced. His drive is that he tries to live his life his way. People would describe him as brawny, kind of baldish, and goofy. He's the kind of kid that on the outside you'd think was a jock, but then when he behaves, he's kind of a punk. His favorite song is, I chose one off the list, not on the list, because he's a punk rocker and I wanted to be a snooty music person. So it's a Husker Du's Don't Want to Know If You Are Lonely. Because that's around the right era.
Yeah. What did you say your dad got laid off at the shop? What did he do before that? What was the shop?
He was a mechanic.
Okay. What happened that he got laid off?
Well, with all of this construction and new technology, there's just going on in the area. There's just not much call for fixing. Everything's going digital, right? So nowadays, there's just not that much call for just somebody to repair an old carburetor. Now everything's got a, fuel injection, and it's got a catalytic converter, and he doesnto have that skill set. He doesn't know anything about electronics. Okay. So they let him go and hired a new young kid who went to the trade school, local, ITT Tech or whatever for, electrical engineering.
Your mom, has she always drunk, or is this a more recent thing?
Well, she kind of was a wild child in the 70s, but she started drinking a lot lately now that dad's laid off and they don't have any money. So it's kind of how she's coping, I think.
And what's your house like?
Oh, it's modest and it's starting to look run down, right? Dad spends a lot of his time out looking for work and working like pickup jobs. He goes to the hardware store and waits for somebody to try and hire him for a day. Mom drinks, and so the house is kind of not looking good. I was imagining it looking like the house, I can't remember the name of the character, the mom who lost her son in Stranger Things, like a little kind of shack looking place with ugly upholstered furniture.
So there's a lot of construction going on, a lot of building here with the new stuff. They brought in a lot of workers and things like that. What keeps your dad from taking those jobs? What's the thing that holds him back from that?
He's trying to get those jobs, right? But he's an older guy. He doesn't know anything about more recent technology. How about, just off the top of my head, how about he also is unreliable because he was in Vietnam And so he sometimes has PTSD symptoms flare up and he just doesn't show for work.
Okay.
And so word around town is that, he's not a good, reliable employee. So people are hesitant to hire him for anything long-term.
And I like the idea, certainly, that he's an older father. That's a nice detail there. All right. Thank you. Ferris, are you good for me to ask this stuff for you?
Yep.
Okay. Tell us about Ferris.
So Ferris is a classic geek, skinny, gangly, hasn't caught up with his body, doesn't interact, doesn't have social skills, has a decent attitude and wants to get along with people, just doesn't know how, and has a more physical, regular, manly, sports-oriented dad who is a union plumber and has a lot of work right now and wonders why I'm not following in his footsteps with the boom of plumbing going on. And I just have zero interest. So he and I don't relate at all. I don't like sports. Don't know any of. He's got jerseys. He wears jerseys every Sunday, and I sit there because I have to, kind of thing. And so I retreat to my electronics, and I feel like my real dad is in a sense, is the science teacher who I play role-playing games with.
Mm-hmm.
So the science teacher is kind of he's 35 going on 25, and I'm 13 going on 24, at least intellectually, but not socially. Socially, I'm 8 years old in a sense, but intellectually, and the science teacher, since I relate with him, since he likes computers, he and I are 23-year-old buddies kind of thing. So we role play together, play some early video. We played Wizardry, that video game from the 80s, which is actually a true story. I role played with my science teacher in high school in real life, and we played Wizardry together. So so all borrowed from true life. What else? Mom's classic. She's oh yes, dear, no, dear. Has no idea what I'm talking about. I tell her about computer programs and stuff like this, and I've told her 50 times how I put together my teacher's computer. She could care less, which is my my crowning achievement, because I go into school and I see it. There it is. I put that together. So my big hang up is I've discovered girls recently, and so I have a total crush on a girl in the class who I've identified as the smartest one. Which is my attraction to her, but I am just dead to her. So and so that's why my favorite song is "I Want to Dance with Somebody," because I picture myself dancing with Sally. And that's Ferris.
Siblings?
I'm thinking only child.
Okay.
I'm thinking, I think it adds to the isolation. There's an isolation factor in my family's not a bad family. I just don't feel like I fit. And I think, so I'm the only child. So all the pressure's on me. My mom is fine, but for my dad, he's truly disappointed. It's obvious. He doesn't even really hide it, when are you going to start playing football kind of thing? He still asks me that, it's pretty obvious, Dad, I'm not playing football, that kind of thing.
Besides the science teacher, how do you do in school? Are you good in other classes?
I'm good in all the classes. I don't have to talk to anybody.
Okay.
So if it's me and a pen and my desk, I am aces. I'm the guy you're looking over the shoulder because I know the answers. Anything that I have to get up in class, I'm I hate it. It's more of a fear. It's more of a fear than an intellectually deficient thing, but I just so it's easy to make, and that feeds into why Sally thinks I'm a loser or whatever she thinks. It's clearly I'm not dating material, that kind of thing. So,
and how old are you?
I am 13,
okay.
Which the picture I picked out is older than that, probably a little older than that. But
let me take a look here. Okay, yeah. what kind of computer are you imagining? Is it like a like a Commodore, or like a more advanced Amiga 1550, or
I'm thinking of K-Pro.
K-Pro.
I'm pretty sure K-Pro was from that time. And K-Pro was the one that was like a suitcase. So it was the suitcase you put down, and then the front of it, the whole front piece came down as the keyboard, and you're looking at a screen that you've just exposed. That's about the size of like what your fingers, about that big, and the whole top of the box that you just took off, detached is the keyboard, I think. Something like that.
That is great.
And it's sweet too. It's sweet. I've like customized a few things, and the science teacher has one too, because I put it together.
Awesome.
Good job with the picture. Yes.
So let me swing back around. We've got those characters on the table. I want to now go through. We'll do the same order. We want to establish those relationships between the characters, because you do know each other. You are friends. And on your sheet, you have a couple of relationship suggestions there. You can make up your own. So let's swing back to Jerry. How do you want to do that? What do you imagine for your relationship connections?
So I just wrote a couple.
Okay.
Because I think that makes sense. I put Vince is the only one that really understands me.
Is that good with you, Vince?
Yeah, that's fine. I was going to say Jerry rocks. So,
but I wanted to make things a little interesting. For Farrell, I put I have a crush on Farrell, but he doesn't like me like that. Or Ferris, sorry.
Really? Mm-hmm.
It's just to have a little bit of love triangle going
Yeah.
on. Is that okay with you, Sean?
That sounds good.
Okay. And Ferris, why don't you see Jerry that way?
I think I probably see both of them as above my pay grade socially. Like, I'm like, if I think probably one of the reasons that I'm hooked on Sally is because I'm comfortable around her, and I'm not comfortable around anybody other than my science teacher, who I view as like my dad, the dad from another mother kind of a thing. And Sally's the only other one because she kind of understood, it's just the first time I realized that she understood computers was just a shock, like, what? So I think the notion, you know what? I don't think I even know that Jerry likes me.
Oh, I would never tell you.
Yeah, right. There we go. So you know what? That's the thing. It doesn't even dawn on me because that's not possible. Like, that's just not possible.
Because you've known her for a while. She is a friend.
Yeah. And I'm geeky. Like, no one even gives me the time of day. I mean, they give me the time of day, but I mean, I'm like that geeky kid. The notion that Jerry could like be attracted to me is just so foreign. That is not possible.
Okay.
But Ferris is so smart, and that's so cool. But he likes Sally because she's so smart, and I would never be as smart as Sally. So
there you go.
Nice.
Heartbreak.
Vince, what about you for those relationships?
So I was thinking, Jerry rocks. Clearly, that's literally one of the relationship choices. Very deep there. The other, so I don't know. We don't like each other, but he's in the band. That doesn't work. And I have a crush on Ferris. I mean, that could work, but I think I like that I actually envy Ferris. I think that's a nice reversion. The jock envies the, kind of the punk jock guy, and envies the computer geek because he's not great in school. And he knows that, like, he sees his brother go to college. He knows that, if he could get good grades like Ferris, he could get out of here. But if doesn't start doing better, he's going to be stuck here. He'll be lucky if he gets a job like his dad, which is not what he wants to do.
That sort of terror, will you be good enough as a musician to get out?
Not yet. I'm a drummer in a punk band. I can bang the skins. That's about it. So awesome. It's kind of it's like this looming doom and terror off in the horizon. And I gotta get out of here.
Yeah. Ferris, what about you?
I think I think both Vince and Jerry are above my social pay grade, and so I think I'm doing both to kind of to take a step up. Like I kind of can't believe that they talk with me, and yet they do, and it also feeds into, I think, Sally. You know, I'm trying to improve myself on some 12-year-old level, and so I think that Sally will like me. I mean, here, like, you know, a guys. Vince is in a band and, like, you know, rocker, and I've seen her smoking, and I'm like, if I did that, Sally'd be all over me. Are you kidding me? Like, it'd be crazy.
So with Jerry, you're hoping that you can learn to be a bad boy?
Yeah, or, you know, and I don't even know what that means, right? That would mean that I take 3 puffs on a cigarette and I'm bound for prison. You know what I mean? So I have no idea what that actually means. But yeah, exactly. You know, the music plus Bad Boy is, you know, it's the end all. Like, that is so foreign to me, and I'm just like, man, that's it. Like, that's it right there.
So these two have different kinds of cool that you'd like to pick up.
Yes. Well, that is cool. I mean, you know, yes.
So are you guys? You imagine that you're friends outside of school or in school, or how does that dynamic work?
I have a proposal.
Yes.
So this is a small town, and let's say that we all went to the same grade school together. We live on the same street. And so it's like that thing where you knew them from when we were all young and no social differences mattered, but now we're all different sorts of people. And so it's weird that maybe we're all friends, but we have this shared history. Keeps us together.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
You're at that age where that might crack, you know, might break up, but somehow it's still managed to stay together.
Yeah.
You guys have a clubhouse, and it's basically a place that the three of you gather to hang out. Where is that? What is that?
I'm thinking it's where you guys jam, you know, like, so the music, kind of a music thing, maybe. Like, you guys practice there. Could be in one of your garages. You know,
Same. I'm sure my father has, like, you know, as an ex-mechanic, has like a garage out back that he doesn't use anymore. That sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the auto shop kind of garage, you know, with the all the tools in there, and smells of old oil.
Right.
You know, got the drop cloths on the table, old license plates stuck on shelves, that kind of thing.
Which makes it even better for me. Like, this is the best of all possible worlds. It's got mechanical crap in there, the band stuff.
The summer it gets super humid out there. Earwigs come out, the bugs, and it's kind of unpleasant. But it's your place, and your dad doesn't pay that much attention to it. That's good. I like that.
Does Ferris play an instrument, or does Ferris help us with, like, the technical side of amps and stuff like that?
I think that's it. Yeah, you know, I may have, like, put together your amp or something. You know, like, I got it, or, you know what? I probably fixed an old one. That's what I did. Like, I probably I know Craigslist didn't exist. Oh, you know, it was the ads. That's what it was. It was classifieds. I went into the classifieds, and someone was basically giving away an old amp, and I put it back together, and, you know, whatever, made it work.
Hauled it across town on the bus to get it over to there.
If not a bicycle, I don't know. I might ride a that. I'm not sure if that's above my physical abilities or not.
You pulled it in your old red wagon.
Right.
Let me come back, Jerry. Want you to pick one of those relationships to NPCs. I think you may have already established that. Who is that?
I think. Are you talking about the anchor?
No, it says for relationships to NPCs.
Oh, right. Yeah, these are all interesting. Maybe my teacher Neil is the only teacher I have ever liked, and now he is in the hospital and he won't wake up from whatever nightmare he's having.
Ooh, interesting. And what did Neil teach?
He taught English.
Excellent. And what's your anchor?
So my anchor is the school nurse. So I think she's like, I think she was like a combat nurse in Nam. And
Okay.
so she's actually like a really tough lady. But I think that she's also somebody I went to like when I started going through menstruation and things like that too. So I think I kind of have a bond with her.
What's her name?
Nurse, gosh, I almost just said Nurse Joy out of reflex. Her name is going to be Nurse Polly.
Nurse Polly. So the important thing about the anchor is if you do take a condition, one of the ways you can clear that is by going and doing a scene, spending time with your anchor to help you reset and clear up those problems.
Okay.
Vince, we established your older brother as an anchor. I imagine you calling him at college or interacting with him when he comes home. So what is the relationship to an NPC that you've picked?
So yeah, these are let's say I have an aunt, or if you prefer an aunt,
Okay.
who is scientist Diane Peterson. It says the strange scientist Diane Peterson is my aunt, but that doesn't mean I like her.
Oh, what don't you like about her?
How about she has always been in the past? Let's say she doesn't approve of who her. Let's see, is it my mom's sister or my dad's sister? Let's say it's my mom's sister, and she doesn't approve of my father, and so she stopped coming around when they got married, and so I don't see her much.
Excellent. All right. And then Ferris, relationship to NPC?
I kind of like this one. So my friend, and I could make it Sally. My friend Sally, aforementioned Sally,
Okay.
my friend Sally has built a computer program that cracks codes, and we use it to listen to a scrambled radio communication. Some guys who called each other fish names and talked about her mother as one of the targets. So I'm thinking that's when I fell in love with Sally. That we came up with, with a girl, a computer code, that is stupid. That was ridiculous. And so, totally just, that was it.
Yes, boys in the 1980s were dumb. We all know that.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
And your anchor?
Science teacher Dave Romaine. And my GM.
So are you playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons then? Or are you playing basic, or are you playing something else?
We're playing Traveler.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, and all of this is real life. That's what we played.
Oh, wow.
With a little aftermath, I might add.
Oh God, the other math meat.
Right.
All right. So let's go ahead and get started here. What we typically do is I'm going to do some home scenes, and then I'm going to set up the sort of the interaction scene, and we'll play it from there. So,
Quick question.
Jerry, yes.
Oh, I apologize. Just before we get going, am I right in thinking this is scheduled to go till 2 p.m. Eastern, so like 3 more hours?
Oh, yeah. So just saying this. So this scenario, I've seen run anywhere from 3 to 4 hours. 4 is the absolute maximum.
Okay.
We will, if we get towards the last, say, 15, 20 minutes, and we're going short on time, I may compress to make sure that we get it done within that time. But I've also seen people burn through the scenario more quickly. It'll depend on how play goes. But yeah, max is that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So Jerry, if we're coming in, TV show or movie wise, and we see that first shot of your home, what are we seeing?
So I think it's me leaving the house for school. And I'm sort of like running out the door. My mom and dad are like in the door frame, like waving goodbye. And Jerry's hair is all like nicely done, and she's wearing like a little cardigan, and like a long skirt. And she's got this big loose backpack. And she's like, "Bye, mom and dad." And her mom's like, "Wait, Jerry, you can't leave with those sneakers on." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I got like these ratty Converse sneakers on. I couldn't find my nice pair or whatever." And I'm running down the sidewalk and I'm like, "Bye, mom." And as soon as I hear the door shut, like I like take off the cardigan and there's like some like punk rock t-shirt on, and I like muss up my hair and like rip the skirt off, and there's like jeans underneath. They're all torn up and ratty, and I'm just stuffing it in my backpack and heading off to school.
Safety pins in various things.
Yeah.
Jeans with like ballpoint pen written on, all the classics of that. That makes sense.
I pull out my stainless steel pyramid leather bracelet thing, Yeah.
All right. So we see you heading to school, and of course, time of year is this. We're in early October. It's unseasonably hot still, humid. But we're a few weeks away from Halloween. But some of you don't do the trick or treating anymore. But we're just starting to get some of those decorations. Leaves are falling, so they're around as you traipse off to school. Let's come to Vince. When we come in to see you, what's the sort of first scene we see of you?
I can imagine Vince walking down the hall into the kitchen. Dad's there making coffee. He looks over and just kind of grunts at me, grabs it like a toolbox and says, like, "Don't wake your mother." He walks out the door. In the background, you see the camera kind of zooms into the living room, and you see an arm hanging off the sofa of somebody kind of passed out. Quick Wheaties, milk, out the door, flipping the, drumming on every surface with the sticks. And then I go out the door, then I open the door again, come back in because I forgot, run back in and grab my Haagen-Dazs ice cream shop uniform because I got to go to work after school. And, stop and glance over at the mom who's like passed out on this half off the sofa, kind of like one of these, and run out the door to the catch the bus.
Okay.
Where I irritate everyone by drumming on their seats and heads.
Doing on that, get to the back. That sound carries throughout the bus, hitting that metal beam that's on top of the seat in front of you. The bus driver, the first couple of days of the year would yell at you to stop, but at this point, it's just given up because essentially his whatever passion he has been burned out by 4 weeks of busing kids. All right. Ferris, what about you? What is the scene that we see of you?
Mom's like, classic, "Oh, honey, have a great day," and like making a sandwich and little chips and, kind of delighting in putting, some new thing that I may or may not like. She's famous for her brown.
Carob.
Yeah.
It's carob. I've got this new carob. It's a chocolate substitute. It's made with carrots. It's supposed to be good for you.
Right. Oh. And they're all like in these little baggies. In fact, like one of the things when people are truly bored at school, they'll like see what my mom brought me. "Hey, what's in there today, Ferris?" This kind of thing. And my dad is wrestling around with his tools and, has got like his overalls, some kind of thing on, and is kind of ignoring me. Like this is one of those times that it reminds him, because I've got like my Capro strapped around my back. Like I've got this strap.
How much does that weigh?
Oh, it weighs a lot. Okay. Yeah, it's sizable. Like if I fell, I'd get hurt.
Okay.
But I love it. It's not a burden at all. Like this would be like, the quarterback carrying his gym bag. Like that's my thing, right? So Dad can tell. He takes one look at me. Like you could just see I'm all about it. And he's so not about that. Like, it's anti-football jersey to him. So he ignores me, and Mom's really sweet and got, a half dozen new baggies in my lunch bag. And even though I don't relate with people, I enjoy them. So I'm looking forward to it. Like I'm heading out to school. I can't wait to see Mr. Romaine and my buddy, my father from another mother kind of a thing. And of course, I don't know how much. I don't know if we establish how much Jerry and Vince and I congregate at school, but I look forward to seeing them. I'll see people I know and stuff like that. So I'm heading out kind of cheerily.
That is a good question. In school, Jerry, Vince, do you acknowledge Ferris or not? How much does that social status mean or not mean to you?
I think Vince doesn't feel like he fits in anywhere anyway. Even though, he's on the track team, he's the kind of kid who other people don't understand why he doesn't feel accepted, because he looks normal, but he doesn't feel normal. So I'd say he's willing to talk to all three of them or all the other two people. And maybe he sits next to to Ferris in homeroom and tries to look over his shoulder and cheat on his math homework.
Makes sense.
And then maybe Jerry has a locker like 2 down in the hallway. And so he always tries to say, hey, because she opens, it was one of those things where like she'd open her locker and he'd see like what band picture is up on the inside and be like, oh, have you heard that new album?
She's got cutouts from Rolling Stone and the British import magazine Trouser Press and all of those things.
Nice. Nice name drop there, Lowell. I like that.
Good one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Alternative Press, Trouser Press. I like Trouser Press.
Right.
It actually is real. It's a British music magazine from the period.
It's great.
I only know that because my wife is a goober on that. So, and Jerry, what about you? How do you interact with these two in school?
Yeah, I think that Jerry hangs a lot with Vince. They kind of congregate at their lockers and stuff. I think that Jerry likes to hang out with Ferris, except that he's sort of like not necessarily a teacher's pet, but all the teachers mostly like Ferris, especially his science teacher, and none of the teachers really like me. So if I see him hanging out with a teacher, I'll probably kind of stray. But otherwise,
they probably think you're a bad influence on him.
Yeah. That Jerry girl, she's trouble.
Yeah.
So let me we kind of cut from that scene again. So this is again Wayward, Ohio, Midwest. Part of the loop, this great big circle. I've got that marked on that map in roll 20. You can see that's all in construction. There are various dig sites. Some of it has been more finished than others. There's a sort of a reactor tower that they've got set up in a work zone. There are a couple of towers out in the lake. You're probably seeing big magnetrine vessels coming in and landing at the work site to drop off materials, that kind of thing. Probably more laborer robots now in the last few years than have you ever seen around town, that kind of thing. So there's that kind of chaos and energy and bustle, and the town changing as new labor comes in, as they're building up new stuff. The mall that has been built, Town and Country Mall, they expected that the loop would be further along, there'd be more people here, so it's built, but it's not entirely filled. There's some of the shops there. Of course, the seasonal shops, there's the Swiss cheese shop that's set up for the fall to sell sausages and cheese. It's and all of those kinds of things. The arcade's in there, of course, which is nice, big. Got Aladdin's Castle in there. All of you probably have at least a handful of the tokens that you can't use elsewhere.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got that. So I'm going to ask you through a question, and I want you to set this up for me. This is a Thursday. It's in October, early October. You three are all out together, alone, in a park after dark? Why? Why are you guys there? What is the deal?
Well, I think it certainly does not have to do with me. So I'm there, but I shouldn't be there. Like, there's no reason that Ferris is in a park after dark. That is absurd.
Got pulled along in the wake of your other two friends. Okay.
And I think it's going to be cool. So
yeah, I have an idea, but did you want to go first? Or?
Mm-mm.
All right. So how about Vince wants to try to find a venue to play a show, and so there's like a pavilion or an outdoor gazebo or something, and so he's trying to see, is it possible to like get electricity here? Is there a plug? And so I dragged Ferris along because he's like the guy that would show me how to plug in an amp. And I mean, it's very okay. Maybe he doesn't need help with that, but he's brought you along because you're the person who can make the darn thing
just in case.
Yeah. And Jerry as well, I want to talk about, well, how do you think this would sound? Is this going to be a cool place to, where should I put this drum set? That sort of thing, maybe.
The gazebo.
Yeah.
Gazebo kind of got that old, built in the 1950s metal that's kind of got that rust and repaint, and they just paint again and again, even though the paint's peeled on it. Are you good with that, Jerry?
Yeah, I can see the posters now. Live at the gazebo. Sick.
And Jerry, there's bound to be some cigarettes out here too.
A little hard to find in the dark, but I'm sure.
Did you guys bike out here? How did you get out to Hemingway Park?
I think I've got a bike. Yeah, I think I am a bike guy.
Skateboard for me.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I think Vince jogged. So he he told his mom and dad he was going out for a run. And so he's in like he's in like his track and field gear, his cross country gear or whatever.
And it is after dark. The woods are this kind of those pine stand park woods that are around here. They've got the kind of worn down, cleared areas. Sometimes people use this for like wedding receptions and that kind of thing. It's Parks Department. There are those big aluminum steel barrels that are used for garbage that they've got chained up so nobody steals them. And you three are kind of probably have hopped up onto this concrete sort of slightly raised stage and looking around to see where the outlets are. And Jerry, you're kind of looking, and you see in the distance, in the woods, you will see this like weird lights or light over there in the distance. Not just white light, but like it's red and then green and then blue and then red again.
Oh crap, Vince! Is that the cops? I kind of like drag him over and point to what the lights are.
Kind of squint and like, what are they doing in the woods? Maybe you want to go check it out?
Guys, cops, I don't know about this.
I don't know. Maybe it's not cops. Maybe
it could be cops.
Maybe somebody's having a party. Yeah.
Either way, sounds interesting.
Well, we don't have to. Let's just get a little closer. We can see. I can't see very well from here. Like, just get to the edge of the woods so we can look. We're still in the park.
What should I do with my Capro now? I brought it.
Your bike.
Yeah, and your bike. Yeah. Say,
big basket in the back.
I'm sure there's some place to stash it. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. Okay.
He's gonna come and steal your bike in the middle of the night anyway.
Okay. I put my Capro in the bush.
Okay.
In the shrubbery.
Sit back there. Got your bike by it.
Yeah.
Your chain.
Yeah.
Little
chain.
lock.
And I just know my Capro is going to be gone. I just know it when I get back.
You can move through the woods, and it becomes pretty clear as you're moving through that it's not a police flasher, because the different lights, and there's this weird kind of sequence pattern that's going on. And eventually you move a ways through the pines and stuff. There's some foot trails and things. We'll come to the edge of a small clearing in the woods. There's like a drive down to it. Like people can drive and park here and maybe go to hike from this spot. The grass is a little overgrown. But what you will see is in the middle of this clearing, there is a tripod about, say, four feet high, metal pole tripod put together. Looks a little ramshackle. And there is this metal box on top of it, and there are these lights on it that are flashing in this weird pattern here. Though with the light coming at you, it's hard to tell what the box is like. So what do you want to do, Vince?
Vince walks, is looking at it. He goes, "What is that thing? Is that?" He looks around. Is there looking for any people? No people around? Is this thing just alone?
Let me have you roll investigate.
So can you remind me of the mechanism?
So investigate is with, I believe, mind. And I think on the sheet, let me look at your character sheet. You should be able to
click right on it.
Just hit investigate, that little die button there, and it should roll.
Oh, just right next to that. Whoops, I accidentally just dropped. I just dropped out of the game. Hold on. I will roll it. So I don't have any. This is investigation is not my specialty. So I will go ahead and roll it anyway, and
it'll be fine.
It'll see what it looks like.
Okay.
All right. So I rolled 0 successes.
Okay. So you're kind of moving. It's dark around here. And the light is doing that thing where it's harder to see. You maybe think you hear something, but you're not sure. Just the box is kind of blurring your vision. What about you, Jerry?
I say, oh man, wouldn't that be awesome for the show?
Light show, yeah.
That would really bring it to the next level.
I don't know, man. It's not very punk.
So I'm gonna go over to it. I want to see like if it's big or heavy. Like, could we move it? That's what I want to check out.
So you move over to it. It definitely looks like it's a metal box. You can see there's some parts and bits on it. It looks very homemade, like scrabbled together, very hodgepodge. And it's got these lights on it. You can probably see some exposed wiring there. See, nothing you really recognize is maybe like an old like company symbol on it, stuff. Just at a glance, it looks to you like, yeah, somebody had to have carried it here to set it up. So it's heavy, but it's mobile. You're kind of looking around to see where there might be tracks or something of that sort. What are you doing, Ferris?
So I'm split between, first of all, like being in the park after dark is already one whole level of like, whoa, this is on the edge. Now we're in the forest, past that, this thing with lights. I'm like super glad that Jerry and Vince, but I'm sitting, Jerry and Vince have got this. Like on my own, this would be a disaster. But with them here, this is cool. Like this is what these guys do all the time. Like this is what this is what he's thinking anyway. And then that's one half, and the other half is this thing is awesome. So I've kind of already got like my hands reaching for my computer tools. Like there's these little screwdrivers that are smaller than anyone else uses that aren't regular screwdrivers, and I'm starting to look for places to take off one of the sides of this thing.
Okay.
Like I'm looking to take off a piece so I can look inside.
All right. So you will go up to this and kind of get your toolkit out, and you kind of doing that thing where you're looking for, okay, is it a Phillips head? Is it a flat head? And as you're doing that, you'll maybe see some movement out of the corner of your eye, like where you guys came in on the other side. Maybe there's somebody over there. But just as you hear that, and as you touch the screwdriver to this device, there is a flash. And Vince, you open your eyes and you are looking up at the night sky. Your back is wet. And you kind of lift your head up and look around. You see Jerry and Ferris laying in this clearing on the ground, and that device is gone. What do you do?
I sit up. Oh, what the heck? And I look at first. I'm confused. Then I kind of pat. Am I okay? Are they okay? I like pat myself down and then like look to them. Hey, kind of shake a shoulder.
You kind of sit up and you realize that the back of your pants and the back of your jacket and shirt are damp from laying on the ground. And you can move over and Jerry, Ferris, you're kind of shaken awake by Vince. And again, open your eyes. You're laying on your back. You look up at the sky, pine trees, stars. Probably a little bit of that backache from laying on the ground for a while.
Oh. And while Vince is like checking to see if he's physically okay, I'm looking around for my tools. That's my first concern. So I got to make sure that those things I was holding. So I had a screwdriver and I had a little computer doohickey. And that's when so my first thought is, oh my God, my tools are gone. And so I go looking around for those.
Okay. You'll stand up. The screwdriver that you still had in your hand is there. The other tool is gone.
Oh, I'm pissed. I'm bummed. I'm more bummed than pissed. Yeah, okay. I'm bummed. Super bummed.
So you guys will see Ferris, looking in the brush, and in case it flew somewhere else, looking around for it. They get that water spray from the damp dew on the grass there. Jerry, what about you?
Oh, my hair's like even more messed up than usual. I get up, I kind of like pat myself down. I'm looking for a cigarette.
Okay. Yeah, you probably have one kind of slightly crunched in your jacket pocket there.
Yeah. So I kind of I light that up, and I don't even know if she really smokes on it or if she just sort of like dangles from the side of her mouth.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking around to see if we're in the same area as before. Like, is it still this clearing?
Yeah, it's still the same clearing. The device is gone. You can see the sort of indentations in the ground where it was. Maybe some, now that you've had a chance to kind of look, maybe some tracks. You have to do this maybe with lighter, and you got a little bit of starlight, but it's pretty dark out here.
Yeah. And then I think to myself and I say, crap, what time is it?
Do you have a watch?
I don't think I do. Do either of you?
Oh, definitely.
So you totally have a pocket, like one of those calculator watches, don't you?
Yeah.
You can play Space Invaders on.
For sure. Yeah. So I tell the time. I tell them the time, but I'm like, guys, help me. It's got to be around here.
You probably brought up a little short because it was probably about 9:30 before. It's about 5:30 in the morning.
Whoa. Well, when I look at in fact, you know what? I probably don't tell them the time, because when I look at the time, I just I silently lose it. Like, this is what I was afraid of. Like, I'm dead. Like, this is over. Like, the worst case scenario just occurred, So I am frozen. I am frozen now looking at my device.
Ferris, what Earth to Ferris?
Guys, Guys,
I'm supposed to be home by 9:30.
it's tomorrow. It's 5:30 in the morning.
What?
And I'm checking the device for like that it's working. Like I'm going to make sure. Maybe it's the device. Maybe that's it.
It's you know, you've been outside. It's a little damp, but it is waterproof down to 100 meters.
Yeah.
You know, and you kind of looking at it, but yeah, it's working.
I'm so dead.
I'm trying to keep my punk rock like facade, but I'm like, yeah, we better get home. You know, I got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And Vince, who like his parents normally don't notice when he's not there anyway, is kind of like, well, think about it this way. I mean, we're kind of like not breaking curfew because it's early, not late.
I don't even know what that means. I'm like, this is, and I think to myself, these guys do this all the time. It's just reconfirmation to me that they're totally fine with this. This is their life, and I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Like, all right, maybe we should get out of here. What happened? What is that? Was there wasn't there a tripe thing here? What did you do to that thing, Ferris?
I tried to do something. I don't think I got that far. It was pretty cool though, but I can't believe I lost my wrench. And I go back down on all fours. I'm looking again.
Okay. There are some footprints, like somebody walked around, and they moved that thing, and maybe they picked your wrench up.
I bet my K-Pro's gone too. It's unbelievable.
Let's get home. We're gonna get in. If I'm not home for breakfast, my parents will notice.
Okay. So you guys will go back through the woods, back to where the bike and K-Pro are stored, I assume.
Is it there?
So you go back to that bandstand. When you come out, you will see in the clearing there by the bandstand, there are like 3 deer, like a mama doe and a couple of smaller deer. You guys come out of the woods, and they're just there eating. One of them's like poking its head into the garbage can to see if there's anything there, but they're just staying there.
Whoa, guys, check it out.
Well, I assume they won't take my K-Pro at least.
Vince is like, what? Just looking like, trying to like approach really like non-threateningly, just so he can get because it's cool to get a closer look.
You can walk right up to it. It doesn't react.
He's looking at the other two, like, check it out.
Wow. And when I see Vince like up so close, I like kind of walk up to. I want to start like brushing one, like petting one.
Sure. You can walk right up to this thing. And you can reach out and you can touch its fur, the soft fur of it. And the second that you touch it, you see its head comes up and it looks around and it startles the others and they move and bolt off.
Oh, man, that was so cool.
Yeah, what? I've never seen them like be that calm, friendly. They're usually so scared.
It's like they didn't even see us.
It does seem out of the range of their behavior.
Hey, I don't know. Maybe they were just friendly. Maybe we're friendly.
I gotta go.
Your K-Pro is still there in the bushes.
A moment of euphoric relief. And the bike?
The bike is still there, though. Of course, it's been out here for a while. And the cool thing, so that the seat is got that damp on it, that kind of wet.
This is why I keep it in a garage. This is why.
Is the K-Pro got some condensation on it?
Watch out. I've got a bag. I've got a rag out. I'm like, I'm wiping it down.
You can certainly do that. Wipe it down. Get it dried off. Yeah. It's still 5:30 in the morning.
Let's go. We got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get it in my bike. I'm getting ready to go.
Okay.
Like, see you guys.
And I assume you're heading the same direction since you kind of live on the same
Oh, yeah.
street.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you three will bike, skateboard, run along the sort of the residential streets heading back to the subdivision slash street that you live in. You will see up ahead on the street as you guys are coming, not many people out, if any. Maybe see a car or two go past, but you will see a guy, early morning. He's got his bottle of booze in a brown paper bag, and he's kind of stumbling along on the sidewalk there. And you guys have to kind of go past him.
Kind of running and like, hey, buddy, watch out.
Okay. And you see him look up, and you kind of see it, and he looks and he freaks out. He staggers back, drops the bottle in the street, and he runs across the street.
Man, what a crazy old wino, right?
Yeah, what do you think? We are in a gang or something?
So Ferris is feeling Sherlock Holmes-ish now.
Okay.
And I say, Jerry, Vince, I think it's us. Do I look normal to you?
Says Vince. Trick question, huh?
And then I get frustrated, like, yeah, I know, I'm geeky. Do I look normal to you right now?
I'll look at him. Does he look like Ferris?
Yeah, looks like Ferris. His back is wet, but it's Ferris because, of course, he has that rag out every time. He's getting that cape rose hat and nervous, kind of probably a little bit of shake to him. Yeah, looks normal to you.
Something's wrong, guys.
Well, that guy was drunk at 5:30 in the morning. I mean, my mom isn't even drinking at that hour.
But the deer.
Well, maybe they normally get the park to themselves. I don't know, man. He's like jogging in place while they chat for a minute.
Yeah, and I'm wiping the K-Pro down still since we're stopped.
You see the wino run across the street, kind of standing there, and he's been watching you guys, and you see him now and he starts very slowly walking over towards you three.
Look, Ferris, we could talk about this at school tomorrow. My dad wakes up at 6 o'clock every morning, and I got to be in my bed. Otherwise, I don't know. I'm lunch meat.
Jerry, first though, ask him what we look like, because I can't do it. You do it. Ask him what we look like.
Are you high, Ferris? I don't know what that machine did, but it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm soaking wet and freezing.
Just ask him. Ask him what we look like. I can't ask him.
About halfway across the street now, kind of doing this and looking at you three.
Vince, you do it.
Vince is like, gosh, okay, well then I gotta go. Hey, sorry for scaring you, Mister. I shout at him.
Doesn't pay any attention to you.
Mister?
Just keeps walking towards you guys.
I'm gonna kind of like start backing away. Like, man, this guy's crazy. We gotta get out.
I don't think he can see us.
Like I scared the hell out of him a minute ago.
But that's because we talked to him. I think. I don't know. There's something weird. Like
I'm talking to him right now. This guy's gonna go crazy. I saw on the news, and he starts
creeping me out.
Yeah, and like I'm out of here.
Okay, so you take off jogging. What do you do, Jerry?
I start to leave, but then I look back at Ferris and I hesitate, and I was like, "Hey, it was nice hanging out tonight. I'll see you tomorrow," and then I leave.
Okay, you kind of kick off on your skateboard, and you'll see when you do that, the wino and he runs back across the street as you guys take off. So let's cut to Vince. It's almost 6 a.m. When you get home, what is that like?
So I come in, and I come in, I look, living room. At first, I'm like, oh, I thought because there was someone there, but mom's out cold again. Bottles now laying on the floor, open, empty. Then I slip in, and then my father sticks his head out and says, "Make me some toast." I'm like, yeah, Dad.
You see him, he shouts that and says that, and then kind of walks past you, walks over to the couch to look at your mom, and he sighs, "Oh, God, I can't wait to get out of this. I got to get out of this. I don't know what I'm doing." And he walks past you, walks to the base of the stairs, and shouts up, Vince, get up, time for school."
Like, Dad, I'm right here.
Walks past you, walks on into the kitchen. Hear him start the coffee grinder.
I go, Dad, stop messing with me. This isn't cool. Slam the table.
Duh! See him look around. Comes back, kind of, he's looking.
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder. Dad.
He freaks. Like, that kind of loses it, and you see him back away, and he actually kind of backs and goes and backs out the front door, kind of looking around. We'll come back to you in a second. Jerry, what about you? What is the scene of you getting home?
So Jerry gets home, jumps off her skateboard. She goes to the backyard. There's this tree that she climbs to get to her second story bedroom window. Luckily, she has her own bedroom now. So she just kind of opens the window and crawls in and tries to get under the covers.
Okay.
As quietly
You'll hear some talking downstairs.
Oh no, they're already up. So I kind of go to the door to listen to see if they're freaking out about me or calling the police or something.
Well, they seem to be talking to a cop.
Oh no.
The officer, she's about 5'10". You know, she's auburn hair. She have a nice dress on. You know, they're kind of describing you in the most polite terms. Do you have a recent picture of her? Can you provide that to us? Yes, when we went up to check, she was gone, and we called around to her friends' houses to check in with them. And we've only gotten a hold of some of them, but it's just we don't know what to do.
I'm racking my brain thinking of a way I can talk my way out of this one. I run to my dresser and grab some fresher clothes and put them on over my wet clothes and fix my hair real quick. And I walk downstairs.
Okay. And you see the police officer is just leaving, and your parents are standing there a little freaked out and talking to one another.
So I do a big fake stretch and a yawn oh, good morning, Mom and Dad.
And your mom breaks down in tears.
Oh.
Just absolute tears, and he's like, I don't understand why she would have run away like this. And your father says, well, it's all that rock and roll that she listens to. You know, I know you didn't want to hear it, but let's just go in the living room. Let's sit down. They'll call us when they find out any information. Maybe that might be that musician boy. I mean, we couldn't get a hold of his parents, so we don't know. Yeah, he's a bad influence.
So I walk a little closer and I say, I start now with the fake tears, Mom, Dad, I'm so sorry. I got home so late. And I know I said that I was doing a study. I was doing study group, but really I went to a party. But
you lay out that whole
I didn't mean
thing.
to scare you, Mom, and
breathless, kind of doing that. They don't hear a word you say.
I'm telling the truth. Why don't you believe me?
We'll cut from that to Ferris. Tell me about you getting home, especially after your parents had been woken up by a phone call from Jerry's parents. So there are lights on in the house when you approach.
Which is like terrible because like, so this is earlier than they get up. Like he's like dad has to get up for you know, for his work job, but not this early. So, you know, my real hope was the house would be dark. Give me some shot at this. Just give me a shot at it. Well, the lights are on, so I'm like, oh, I am dead, right? So I, you know, but still, just by almost reflex, you know, I'm going in quiet. That's just the way it is. So I pull up the bike, you know, and I kind of prop it. Me and my K-Pro, like we go to the door, and I'm like, you know, I'm going to ease it open just to see the situation.
Oh yeah, you are silent like a ninja. I mean, you open that door, get it open. Parents are talking in the front room, and you know, I saw on, you know, the TV, you know, America's Most Wanted. There's all kinds of things happening in the U.S. these days. We've got to be real careful about stuff, you know, and there are predators out there, and they're talking. They're clearly upset that you're not home. They've called the police. They've clearly already talked to the police. Hear the kind of crack in the voice there. What do you want to do?
So my first thought was on the whole ride home and everything, I still haven't let go of my plan, which was to sneak into my bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm torn because obviously that's going to be a tough thing to pull off. Like they just didn't spot me in the bed. So I'm sort of frozen, and I think you know, there's nothing for it. It's just time to rip the Band-Aid off. So I'm like, oh, I'm just resigned to like being just dead. Like it's over, but it's time to cut bait, you know. So big breath, close the front door.
Na, 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 na,
Yeah, and just walk the gallows, you know, kind of thing. And I go, Mom, Dad, it's me.
Okay. You've walked in, set the K-Pro down by the door there, walk in. You've pulled yourself together.
Yes.
And you walk out and you bravely tell them.
Yeah.
And they do nothing. No reaction whatsoever.
Totally puzzling because I was ready for, you know, it's going to be Armageddon.
And they're still talking, and your dad says, I mean, he's hanging out with the bad kids, you know. I don't understand it, you know. And she goes, do you think he found our stash? And no. We're careful about that. There's no way. You know, if he's gotten on that kind of thing on the Mary Jane, it's probably from one of his classmates. But I mean, I can't imagine him doing that and fall over. Jesus, one poop of that and he'd be out.
So I'm like, I've got so many levels of this isn't my life going on that I'm you know, so they're not reacting to me. First of all, I was at a park last night. Then I was in the forest last night. Then I lost my tool, which is unthinkable. Then, now I'm coming back at like 6 a.m. My parents aren't reacting to me. And a stash? Like, so I'm pretty inquisitive by nature. Like, I like this kind of stuff. Somehow I missed that my parents have something called a stash, whatever that is. So I'm just like, what is going on?
We'll cut from you back to Vince. Vince, you're kind of standing there. You look, you see your dad kind of standing on the front lawn, see the first rays of dawn kind of hitting him. He's got that little bit of daybreak light hitting him, and you see him open the screen door again and kind of walk back in, and kind of his eyes adjust from the light to the dark, and he's looking in through the hallway to the kitchen where you're at, and he's like, "Oh, hey,
I
called you for breakfast."
I'm like, Dad, you can see me?
Yeah.
Are you messing with me right now? Because this isn't funny.
Look, I don't have time for whatever tomfoolery you're into right now. And he looks around. He's like still a little weirded out, but he's like, yeah, you just get your breakfast together. Just get that and get going.
Right.
He kind of
looks down and goes, oh yeah, I was, went for a jog.
Okay. Kind of ignores, starts walking up the stairs, still a little. Let's cut to Jerry. You are there. You've heard your parents talk like this. There's the cops. You're crying. Your parents move past you. They go on into the kitchen.
So, like, they walk past, and I, like, snap my fingers, and there doesn't seem to be a response. And in this hallway that I came in and that they're walking past me, there's, like, a mirror up on the wall. So I go and I, like, stand in front of that mirror and look at it.
Oh, yeah, there's nothing in that mirror.
And I, like, kind of get, like, this look in my eye. And I go... I rip off my this sweatshirt I had put over myself, and I grab this floor lamp and I start singing into it like a microphone, and I go, "I love rock and roll." I'm just like having this
oh yeah,
through the house montage of rock
and you doing that. Yeah, you are into it, and you'll hear, "What are you doing, young lady?"
Yeah, that's what my head's snaps over.
Your dad standing there. What are you wearing?
But Dad?
You're not going to school in that.
You
go get changed before your mother sees you. And put that lamp back.
It's got like a red lipstick kiss on it. Sorry, sir, and I put it down, and I'll go get ready for school now.
Yeah, you do that, and he seems relieved, and he kind of turns around and goes in the kitchen and goes, "Okay, you can hear him go, call the cops. She's here. We'll have to talk later. I think she might be on something." But that convo goes on in there.
Okay.
And we're gonna cut to Ferris. You're standing there. You're like, and you see your dad kind of look up, and he goes, "Oh, Ferris. Oh, you're finally home. You're in big trouble, young man."
Dad,
Yes, big trouble. Where have you been all night?
You know how you told me that those stories about how you used to hang out with your buddies when you grew up? I was doing that.
Okay. Your mom gives him the look, and he's like, hey, no excuses. You go get changed. We're going to have a serious talk when you get done, but it is a school day.
And I'm ecstatic that I thought of this new angle that Dad fancied himself like a, not really a bad boy, but one of the guys. And this is one of the things guys do that I would never do. So now I'm like, yeah, this is the angle. I've got an out. I needed something. I needed something to to try for, not to just, not just accept the hangman's noose. And so I'm pretty ecstatic about it, and head back thinking now I have a chance.
Okay.
I have a chance.
And your dad certainly has that look of like he's caught between, okay, he's maybe growing up and, oh, she's going to kill me. with his wife. And you can head upstairs. This is a good point for us to take our 5-minute break. And when we'll continue on, we'll go back to the school and see what's going on there.
Cool.
So Lowell, is this an adventure of your creation, or is this?
Yeah, I did this one. The core book has some nice adventures in it, but I wanted to do one if I'm running at cons that people might not have read.
Right. Excellent. No, it has so far definitely has the genre feel, you know.
It's the book is striking. It's of course it's got a very different. It's got Boulder, Colorado as its American setting, and then the Swedish setting in it. But I don't know Colorado, so
right.
In Midwest.
Yeah, I was St. Louis born, so. Yeah, I had heard it described as Stranger Things, the role-playing game, you know, when it won the Emmy, but it seems to be a little lighter than that in tone.
It's definitely lighter than that.
More Spielbergian, I guess, or something.
Yeah. The Jason Cordova describes it as the kids with bikes genre of games.
Right.
Did I hear St. Louis born?
Yep, that's me.
I'm St. Louis born as well.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'm not there anymore. I'm in Miami now, but I did live there for, you know, growing up my whole childhood. You still there?
No, I'm in. Well, my parents moved to San Diego when I was 7, and I live in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you're on that Pacific time zone there.
Yes. Look at that. I got up at like 6:30 a.m. for you, Lowell. How about that?
Excellent. So let's cut to school. You all three arrive at school. At what point do you talk? Before homeroom, at lunch? When do you gather to converse?
Maybe in homeroom, like we're all like sitting at our desks, sort of like leaning together, whispering about it.
As soon as possible, pretty much.
Okay. There are maybe some kids talking that they heard that the cops got called, that maybe some kids went missing, you know, that kind of thing. That sort of is the buzz, because various parents got called and things, and maybe your names got dropped. So there's some people giving you the side eye, like, what's going on with that?
But they can see us, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever the kids are talking about cops, our names get dropped anyway. So,
and they're never talking about me, so I can't believe it. Like, it's so crazy. I'm usually I'm the opposite. So yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it in a small way.
So I have like this spiral notebook that I have open, and it has all these lists of lies I'm planning on telling my parents, and like just in succession, like crossed out, like that won't work, that won't work, that won't work.
And you guys can certainly get some space to, you know, at the back of the classroom to talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I set up my Trapper Keeper like a DM screen, and I lean over conspiratorially to speak to each of you. Yeah, and I'm like, "What? That was weird? Something weird happened to me when I got home. It's like my dad couldn't see me."
I was the same.
Yeah. Ferris, I think maybe you were onto something yesterday, or this morning, I guess. Oh my goodness.
Well, at least it stopped.
Yeah, it looks like it wore off. I don't even know what's going on.
I want to know what happened.
I want to know if we can get that again. Do you know what we could get away with if we could be invisible?
Let's not get carried away, Jerry.
There you go. Trust me, it's overrated.
Nice.
That got me in the feelings, right?
Yeah.
Wait. I don't know. I kind of want to find out what happened, but I don't know if we can go back out there.
Well, maybe we should go out in the daytime.
I might be grounded for a year. I don't know what's gonna happen. But I've got a way to get out of it, maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah, my parents didn't notice I was gone. Again.
You're so lucky.
Yeah. Lucky.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of this one this time, guys. I mean, I'm looking at roofied as a possibility. Maybe communists. I'm really grasping at straws for this one.
You can blame it on me. It's not like my parents will care.
Okay, guys, I've gotta ask you about something, but you gotta keep it to yourself, though. Speaking of roofied, so
What?
when I walked in, no, I wasn't roofied. When I walked in, my parents were talking about a stash. Do you know what that means? Like a stash of what?
Yeah, my older brother told me about that.
Okay.
He has one in his college dorm room.
What is it?
Hope it's not like my little brother's stash.
I think they were talking about. I think they were talking about grass.
Grass? What are they going to do with grass?
Do you mean
Yeah, they smoke it.
dope?
What?
Yeah, we're talking about the marijuana.
It can't be that. These are my parents. That can't be. That's not possible. But they were talking in conspiratorial tones. I will say that.
I don't know, man.
What if we found that machine, went invisible, and took your parents' stash? It'd be perfect. It's not like they could confront you about it because they don't want you to know that they have it.
Jerry, you're a thinker, and I appreciate that. You know,
That makes me blush.
Yeah, and of course I'm like perfectly. I mean, you know, I don't even notice. You know, but you know, I don't want to take it, but I do want to find it. I want to know what's going on here.
And your homeroom teacher will probably break up the little convo there. The rest of the day will go by kind of relatively, uneventfully. Don't really have a chance to talk with each other. Maybe get different lunch periods and stuff. But in the afternoon, the principal gets on the intercom and says we are having an all-class assembly in the gym. Teachers, if you could bring your students to the gymnasium. Class will be school class will be dismissed following the assembly. And various teachers look surprised, but they will carefully get students out. Of course, that takes forever in a school to get everybody into the gym, get everybody onto the bleachers. You see them get the mic stand and have to roll that out. Somebody's arguing about which plug to plug it in at. But the principal goes there, and you will see the sheriff. And the sheriff will walk over, and the principal will come to the microphone, and he will say, good afternoon, students. I know it's late on a Friday, but if we could simmer down, just simmer down. We'll be out here soon, and you can get started on your weekend, but not yet. So Sheriff McNamara called and asked if he could have a few words with the student body today. So I'm going to hand it over to Sheriff McNamara.
I had my paper airplane ready until I saw the sheriff, and now I'm kind of like slinking down in the bleacher.
And he walks over, kind of that square-jawed, tall sheriff. He has his hat in his hands, and he will say, well, now, good afternoon, students. I just wanted to give you a few words and maybe ask for your help if I could have it. So you may have started to hear now, maybe already this morning, but you might hear it when you get home. Early this morning, we had a rash of vandalism in downtown Wayward. And every window on the east side of Spring Street was busted out for a 2-block length. Now, nobody saw nothing that we've been able to find, but I'm hoping that maybe one of you students, maybe someone here knows someone. And he's doing that thing where he's looking at particular students as he says that, has heard something, has maybe picked up on something. Any help would be appreciated in tracking down this vandal or set of vandals that have besmirched our city. That glass does not come cheap, especially big old pane glass like that. And the Waterman brothers are out there fixing it across downtown, but it's not pretty. So if anyone knows anything, and it kind of looks at you, Jerry, because I talked to some of your teachers about who might have information, might know about this kind of thing. So if anyone wants to step forward after class, maybe knows about somebody who was out all night, something like that.
I can like put my hand over my eyes, like oh.
just come and see me here. I'll be standing off here in case anybody wants to talk to me. And the principal will come up. All right. Thank you, class. Everyone is dismissed. If you'd like to speak with Sheriff McNamara, he will be over here. So you have a good weekend then. And the bell will ring and you will all be dismissed. There are a lot of kids who are looking at Jerry, who maybe are also looking at Vince. That kind of, no one is looking at Ferris.
I give him like a little like fake like jump fake out sort of thing at him,
Yeah, and Vince is just like rolling his eyes and says, "Yeah, great. Don't you know this will go down on your permanent record?" He shrugs, walks off.
Mr. Vince, right? Says Sheriff McNamara, and he says it across the gym so that everyone hears it and like everyone stops.
And he's like,
you work at the Haagen-Dazs, right?
Yeah, that's right, Sheriff.
Why don't you step over here? Let me ask you a couple questions. Just a quick question.
Kind of like trudge over there.
I buzz right to Jerry. Like I was hoping to get both of them. Like I'm way overthinking this at this point. Like I've got like 6 different levels of rationales going on, and I was hoping the 3 of us could talk. But now that I see Vince is already snagged, I am shooting over to Jerry for a powwow.
I'm like, Ferris. Look, you got to keep your nose clean here. All right. We got to talk, but look, why don't you just like bail, okay? And we'll meet up afterwards. I don't want you getting in trouble.
We gotta come clean. We're way over our heads. We gotta get clean of this.
So, Mr. Vince.
Yeah.
I know your older brother.
Yeah, what about him?
I had a couple of conversations with him over the years. Here he's off at college.
Yeah, he got to go.
And how are you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm on the cross country team.
Yeah.
What do you yes, sir.
This is you haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything?
No, I didn't know nothing about broken windows. Was the Haagen-Dazs it hit?
No, it was not. It was on the west side of the street.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know anything about the glass. And like Vince is like surprised. He's like, what? Wait, oh, what? Like what?
Okay.
What? So he's totally puzzled.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to have a word with you. Oh, are you friend with that young lady, Jerry?
Well, look over at it. Well, we live on the same street, you know. So I don't know. Sorta.
Yeah, because we got a call over to her house last night.
Well, yeah, we've been thinking about trying to be, you know, she was helping out with my band, but we weren't breaking no windows.
So you were out last night, is what you're saying to me?
Well, last night,
yeah.
not breaking windows on the east side at 5 a.m. Say no, sir.
All right. I'll let you go. I don't want you to get the stink eye too much from your classmates, so you go run along then.
He's like, too late. Thank you, sir, and then walks off. And he, like, you can tell it's that thing where he's like gritting his teeth when he has to say sir to this guy. He has this default distaste for the authority figure.
Yeah, he definitely knows your brother, and
yeah,
see him swashing you with the same brush there.
Yeah.
So do you three meet up after school then? And if so, where?
I think we should do it. I suggest that we go to our hangout.
Yep, I was gonna say the same thing.
Yeah. So let's cut to the scene with the three of you in your dad's garage, Vince. You hear your mom inside. She's watching the afternoon soaps. That late day, the worst of the soaps there. Your dad's not around. That's not uncommon, but yeah, you can get back here to the garage and get inside. Has that same smell of old wood and oil and burnt rubber.
Yeah, so Vince is sitting behind his drum kit, but he's actually just like on a bunch of the hubcaps hanging on the wall, you know, that sort of thing. Waiting for the others to show up and figure out what we're gonna do.
Do you two go there kind of straight after school?
Yeah, I'm looking. I mean, I want to get together as soon as possible.
Same thing for you, Jerry?
Yeah. I think Ferris and I kind of go together, and the whole time he's like, jawing my ear off about things and
possibilities and but what ifs and
Yes, both of you have a couple of hour window here before parents get home and expect you home, so you got a little bit of time here.
As soon as I get to our hangout, I plug my K-Pro in and I get kind of set up, and we got to tackle this thing. We got to get some stuff done here. This has to be taken care of.
Vince is like, man, the sheriff already thinks I broke all those windows. He's going to find a way to blame it on me, and maybe you. And he points at Jerry.
Well, that pig can go eat another box of donuts for all I care. But this is crazy.
And I'm wide-eyed. I'm like,
Did you? So he said that a bunch of windows got blown out. I don't remember that happening.
No.
We weren't even in that part of town.
Did he say what time they got blown out, Vince?
Did he say? I don't remember.
This is the early morning.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe around the time we woke up, but not last night. You think maybe we should go back and see if that tripod thing is there again?
It's tempting.
I'd rather go back there than be seen at the scene of the crime.
Right. We gotta at least consider coming clean, I think, before this thing gets any messier. There's too many layers here. It's too complicated.
So how are you going to explain this to Sheriff McNamara? Are you going to say that there was a flash of light and then you were invisible for a little while? How do you think he's going to take that?
I know.
Lock us up in the loony bin, Ferris.
He didn't believe me when I told the truth this morning or afternoon. Why is he going to believe that?
Well, we don't I was thinking of this. One possibility is we could tell them everything but that. I mean, we could say we were in the park, we saw lights, we saw the box, we woke up, all true. We can skip the part where we think we're invisible and we got home and we don't know anything about the windows. But maybe that light situation explains the phenomenon that may have affected the window's strength, tensile strength, that finally busted it.
Or
Vince is like, what?
I don't know. I think you already found your parents' stash is what I think.
No, when windows are under a certain amount of pressure, sometimes that can happen where you get a crack, and he goes into like a big, explanation of
Barometric
glass
pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Glass is
And
actually a
Jerry's just
liquid, all that
Right.
stuff.
Yes.
She
Yes.
just has her hand on her cheek like, wow, he's so smart.
And Vince has shut it entirely off. He like turns the radio music up on the boombox, whatever. Like, whatever. Puts a new mixtape in, And he's like, well, I think we should go to the park.
Yeah, I think so too.
I agree.
If we are going to come clean, maybe we should at least figure out what happened.
We need more information.
All right. So let's cut to the park. A quick jog, skate, and bike ride over to there, and you can make your way back to that clearing. So Jerry, let's start with you. What are you doing here when we get to this clearing?
So I go to see if the divots from the tripod are still there in the grass.
Okay. So this sounds like you're kind of checking around, investigating here, right?
Sure.
Okay. Why don't you roll investigate for me?
Okay. Oh. Nope.
Now, do you have luck points if you want to spend those?
How many do I have? I have 2. I'm going to hold off on that.
Okay.
I'll let somebody else find the clue.
So you look around and you kind of are moving, and it was kind of damp last night, and you slip and you fall and come down on this mud, and the front of your pants are now covered with mud.
Ugh.
Vince stifles a laugh.
I got worm guts on me.
Jerry goes over somewhat concerned. Like, you all right? You all right, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm fine, Ferris. I don't know what we're doing here.
Under your nails, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I am going to be in such deep shit with my parents.
Ferris gives her his rag that he always has with him because he's got to keep the K-Pro clean. And so he gets that out and goes, here, Jerry.
The K-Pro rag, that's high.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. So, and it's very easy to mistake what he's doing. So, he's just trying to be neighborly. He's trying to be a friend. But I'm giving you my K-Pro rag. So go ahead and misinterpret that as you
That's like the Letterman jacket.
Exactly.
What about you, Vince, when this is going on?
So I walk past the tripod area, and I'm going to go to the other side of the clearing.
All right.
And I'm like, there was somebody else here. They brought that thing. They took that thing. And I'm going to try to see if I can't figure out where they went.
Okay. So you established the K-Pro is gone. It's not the K-Pro, but the box is gone. Somebody took it away. You've got that established. You move over to this area across the way, and you will see sort of in the foliage there. Definitely, there's a set of grass and foliage that is packed down, like something laid there for a while. You know, not unlike a snow angel, but in the grass there. It's now just sort of getting. I'll let you roll investigate.
Okay. Yeah, I did not build this guy for that. All right, let's see. Here we go.
Nice.
Fortunate.
2 successes. Holy cow.
Vince, you're onto something.
So under investigate, you've got some questions that you can ask. What is hidden here and where is it? What does it mean? What has happened here? How can I get into or past something? What threats are here or where is it? So what would be your sort of first question there?
And I get 2?
You're going to get 2, yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say, so something like what has happened here, right?
It looks to you like there must have been somebody else at the edge of these woods who collapsed like you did, and maybe got up before you guys, like woke up,
right?
Before you did, and they may be a little bit bigger than you, not too much bigger, but definitely that. And you can see their tracks going back, and if you kind of follow those to the edge of the woods, you'll see like the skid out of a moped.
That's what I was going to ask. Is the second question was going to be where can I find something?
Yeah.
And it would be this person. How could I follow their tracks? Maybe.
Ooh, okay. Well, as you're looking around, you know, you see the moped tracks there, and you're like, okay, there's a moped. But you also see kind of caught in the brush there it looks like there's a patch from a jacket. And you will see that caught on the brush there is a dead Kennedy's patch. been torn off of a jacket there.
I'm like, dead Kennedys? In this small town, there can't be more than a handful of people that are dead Kennedys fans.
Yeah.
So,
moped riding,
Right.
and, with a patch like that.
Is this like the record store employee or something?
Yeah, you have to track, but you think that with those pieces you can probably use that as your next lead.
I go show Jerry in particular. Look what I found over there. It looks like somebody else got knocked out.
Sick! Is that dead Kennedys?
Yeah.
What is dead Kennedy?
Oh, hard to explain. Punk phenomenon.
They do that look at each other like, we know it, but there's not anything outside.
Oh. And wanting to be useful, I'm like, guys, if we go back to the gazebo where I can plug in my K-Pro, I think I can probably do something with the moped dead Kennedy's overlay.
What now?
Yeah, I was like, I thought that thing was just a big calculator. What are you talking about?
So now it's my turn to look like, you know what? It'll take too long to explain. So I just say, I'll handle it.
Okay. So you want to go and use your K-Pro, hook into the etheric Wi-Fi here that still makes that sound, that sound when it turns on. Okay, so that sounds like comprehend.
Okay. All right. Comprehend. Yes.
So what is your question here? And comprehend allows you kind of, what is the thing that you want to know?
I want to know how I want to know where they are.
All right. So you will kind of track back and kind of looking through the local police blotters of, troubled kids and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you will get a name that will pop up, a slightly older kid named Jake Stratton. And he's he's a badass. Well, or wants to be a badass. He's gotten picked up by the cops several times for vandalism and spray painting and breaking curfew and that kind of thing. Kind of short, jean jacket. There's some snaps of him that you're able to find and cross-reference, and he's definitely probably see pictures of him that finally come to you that you get some bits is that he's a skateboarder as well.
So I call over, and we're still at the gazebo, right?
Yep.
So I call, I'm like, I give the confident, it's my turn here. So I give the, to like Jerry and Vince, and I'm pointing at the screen, nodding, like maybe a friend of yours.
I feel like I might have seen him at the skate park. He looks familiar. What was he doing out here?
I think we need to ask him.
What do you think, Vince?
Vince, you know him?
Sorry, I was muted. Do I know him?
Why don't you roll contact?
Yeah.
Getting the contact in.
Man, my Google has been weird today. All right. Where is it? There it is. All right. All right, I got to hit refresh. My browser is getting all frozen up. Weird.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
Vince. Yeah, it just comes up a big white box. All right, I will do this for 10 seconds. See if I can get it to happen again.
Okay.
I had to just log out and log back in. I don't know why.
Yeah, Roll20 does that weird thing where it freezes up on some people sometimes.
And I just played last night. I didn't do this. So, All right. This is a new way in which it's failing me. All right. So contact, not my best skill, but let's find out. 0.
You know of him, just vaguely. He's with a smaller kind of, I don't want to say gang, but the circle of kids that you've had bad encounters with before, like that have hassled you. But beyond that, you don't know much about him. So you're kind of marked out as somebody who's not in that group.
All right. Well, I will say, yeah, I don't know him. I mean, I heard of him. He runs with some other kids, some older kids. They're kind of, I don't know, think they're rough or something, but I don't know him very well. How'd you find him on that thing? You're like a regular, let's see, 80s detective show. You're like a regular Cagney and Lacey. I don't know. Magnum PI. How'd you do that?
Kojak.
Kojak. Way to go, Columbo.
Everything's on here. Everything.
Yeah, you have to dial up to a local BBS and to post a thing.
Yeah.
He's like RoboCop.
Yeah, no internet just yet, but yeah.
There you go.
So, Ferris, I hate to blow your theory about barometry and windows, but I'm starting to think that maybe this Stratton punk just had a little bit of fun of his own when he was invisible and knocked out all those windows. What do you think?
Jerry, you're a thinker. I like that.
Oh, and maybe if he woke up before us, maybe he took the tripod.
Wow.
Or maybe he saw who did. We need to track this guy down.
We need to track him down.
If we want to get our hands on that gadget, that's our best bet.
He runs in your guys' circles, so.
So you might be able to find him at the skate park. But you're going to be pushing at you two to get home in time. So there it is possible but risky.
Do you know him? You're a skater, skate punk, skate kid.
Yeah, but my dad gets off at 5:30. maybe if there's traffic, I don't know. But man, if we don't track him down soon, McNamara might get him first. And we won't.
Yeah, or blame us.
Look, I say we gotta get our asses down there. We gotta be quick, though.
Double time.
Okay, because we're already in hot water.
All right. So someone should make a move roll. One of you guys can choose.
I volunteer me just because that's my character's thing. He's the runner, yeah. And I built them that way. So here you go.
8.
8 dice and 0. Just because that's so annoying, I'm going to spend 1 luck point. I have 2.
Good call.
Yes.
I don't want to be late. Actually, the funny thing is, Vince doesn't care about being late because his parents won't mind, but he's for his friends. Should I do it one more time? Sure, why not? I don't mind. I'll pay the consequences later. I have one good thing I do. There you go.
Yes.
24 dice rolled.
Yes. I rolled 1 success.
Yes.
Yes, this system is a harsh mistress. You're like, oh, I just need 1 success. Especially bad Mutant Year Zero, where you don't have luck. When you push, you take stat damage.
Yeah.
Oh my!
So anyway, you get there, and you get there with some time to spare. This is a community center attached skate park that was built last year. It's got the nice roller areas. It goes up and down. Got the benches. It's like a park and stuff, and you can certainly see that there are the bad kids hanging around and some good kids, and they're kind of in different areas. And you'll see Stratton there with a couple of guys, though. It looks like he's talking to them, and they're looking at him like, you're full of shit, and they're having some kind of argument.
So I kind of hold out my hand because now it's my time to do my cool thing, right? I was like, look, if we want these older kids to give us the time of day, we need to show that we're cool. So I'm going to get on my skateboard and drop into the bowl and pull off some sweet trick and get his attention.
Oh, so that sounds like charm, right?
Well, I was thinking either charm or move, because one of move's options says you can impress someone with it.
Oh, okay. If you do charm, then I'll give you +2 dice for your skateboard.
Okay. Well, I think I might charm then.
Deal.
That is the iconic item.
Oh, so I had to do charm and click.
The dice.
Oh my goodness. I'll spend my luck point.
Okay.
Yay.
There you go.
So yeah, you definitely catch his eye. What's the trick that you do that most impresses him?
Oh, it's got some wicked name like the Bone Grinder or something.
Do a 360 reverse bone grinder?
Yeah, a 360 reverse bone grinder, and land it like perfectly or whatever. And then I kind of come back out and hop up right in front of him and grab my board.
Okay, got that. He looks at you. The other his buddies have moved off, and he's like, "Sweet trick, that's badass."
I picked a few things up. You're Jake Stratton, aren't you?
Yeah, I know you. I think I've seen you around.
All right, look. Don't get weird on me.
Is this gonna get freaky?
I'm going to say something, and you're going to get spooked, and you're going to think about running away because you're afraid you're going to be in trouble.
He does kind of pull back now, listening.
We were at What's that park's name again?
Hemingway Park.
We were at Hemingway Park last night at 9:30.
Oh shit! That's where I've seen you before. Oh.
Don't run. We woke up at 5:30 and we were invisible. And I like kind of like point to the other two guys.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, isn't it? Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said freaking awesome.
Yeah.
It was PG-13.
What? Did you know that was going to happen?
No, man. I was out and I was just putting around, because Biker Bob said that he was going to be out at the reservoir and that he had some weed, but he wasn't there, and so I was just putting around and I saw this woman with the truck, and she's driving it, and in the park. I thought it was real weird, and I saw her park it and get out and set that freaky thing up, right? And then she kind of set it going and left, and I was watching these weird lights, and I was like, geez, I wish I had some pot on me now, because that would have been really cool. And then I saw some people, and the next thing I know, I'm on the ground.
As he was talking, I'm like waving over the other guys, and I'm like,
and I saw you doofuses on the ground. The thing was gone.
dang it.
Hey, and he looks at you, Ferris. Here's your wrench.
Oh,
You're not going to rat me out. You're not narcs, are you?
If we narked on you, we'd be narking on ourselves.
This is great, isn't it? I
So-
busted all those windows.
So we're all standing there and like, wait a minute, did you take that thing?
Nah. When I got up, the woman had come back and taken it.
did you see the people? Did you get a look at them?
Yeah, what woman?
An adult woman. She had like gloves on when she was carrying the thing. Had kind of reddish hair. The kind of close cropped on her. Had all that kind of look like a scientist thing.
Approximate age?
What?
Her approximate age?
She was adult. She was like a parent age.
Caucasian?
Yeah, she was white.
Now, I've been, the initial conversation with between Jerry and him had gone on. I was looking for an outlet for my Kate Pro. Did I find one?
Okay. Hear that boom startup sound.
Go ahead. I was
I type in. Sorry.
You go. I got something about that lady too, but
I just start typing in the description. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get that recorded there.
Yeah.
does this sound like my aunt?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'll describe my aunt in some detail. Like, is she about yay tall? Kind of got like a pointy nose and looks
like
angry all the time.
Yeah. Even in the overall, she's dressed nice.
Like, yeah, that's my aunt. She's kind of a real witch, But
well, your aunt's sweet. She made me invisible for a night. It was cool. It was cool. I mean, I busted up stuff like I could never bust up.
Yeah, the sheriff is looking for who did that, and they think
I was invisible.
Man.
He says it like that will solve everything for him.
No.
I was invisible.
How many kids you told about that anyway? A few. It's cool.
Few, maybe. Couple.
I shake
None
my
of them
head.
believe me except for you guys, because what'd you guys do? What'd you pull off?
Man, I took a nap.
He looks at you, Jerry.
Well, I rocked out for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
We scared a hobo.
Oh yeah, messing with hobos is fun.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, look, Jake, just maybe keep quiet about this for a little bit until this blows over, because, we don't want to. Never mind. Just keep a lid on it. All right.
All right. Don't get all hasty with me.
Oh crap, Ferris. What time is it?
I look at my my device, my computer.
It's probably about 4:55 right now.
Oh no, we gotta get home. Oh no, I'm over. Then I realized that I'm freaking out, and I compose myself to try to look cool again.
Yeah, Stratton's looking at you like,
Jerry, you okay?
Cops is coming on. I can't miss that.
God, the TV show. Oh my god.
Bad boys. Yeah, I love that show. But I love him. Yeah, I love it when those episodes come on.
Oh my god.
I had a brother who was on one of them.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I bet.
All right, I got a jam. He picks up his skateboard.
Ferris
Man.
is super relieved that he wasn't asked what cool thing he did while invisible. He thought for sure he was going to have to,
He became a man when he was invisible.
Exactly. Yeah, he's got to try to make something up. Now he doesn't have to.
Awesome. So I assume you guys scattered to the four winds to meet up with your parents.
Yep. The three houses.
Let's start with Jerry.
Okay.
And the success that Vince got earlier means that you guys got to the park in enough time and had enough time to get home. So you are home before your parents. But they will arrive back, and your dad brings home KFC, big bucket of KFC, with the mashed potatoes and things like that. Sets that down. Got those potato wedge fries that, of course, because it's a 20-minute ride now, they're just like one big lump of those things together. It's got original recipe and barbecue, the sickly sweet sort of stick together barbecue that they had. And that's all set up. Your parents don't say anything until everything kind of set on the table and you're sitting down to dinner. And you have your one brother that is able to come to dinner at the table is there. And your mom says, "And how was your day, sweetie?"
So I got home in time, just enough time to change into something nice.
Out of the mud-soaked pants that you're wearing?
Yeah. I think they're just sitting in the bathtub or something. I didn't even get a chance to do anything with them. But I resolved myself, and I'm like, this is what Ferris would do. And I put my hand on the table. I say, "Mom and Dad, I'm going to come clean about last night."
And your mom goes, and she turns to your brother, goes, "Donnie, you can take that in and go watch TV." Sweet. He grabs up his food. Go on.
And the words communist brainwashing are coming to my mouth, and I'm really holding them back, and I'll say, "I went to the park last night with the band, and we were going to check out this venue for a show, and we saw these lights in the forest, and we went to look at them, and then we passed out, and I woke up, and it was morning, and I got to touch a deer, and I was invisible, and then I went to dance with the lamp, and then you saw me again, and I didn't mean to."
Honey, you don't need to make up crazy stories for this.
I'm not.
What you
I'm
need to
telling you the
do-
truth.
what you need to do is, you know, here's the thing is, we're just really disappointed in you. We expected more. I mean, especially because, you know, we're dealing with Charlie's stuff. We hoped that you, I mean, you've always been so good, but with so much going on, we just can't have you doing that. And your dad goes, and here's the thing is, you know, you just, we have a curfew for a reason, but you also just, I mean, if something happens, you need to tell us where you're at, you know, because certainly I expected more from you. And like your mom said, I'm just really disappointed in you.
I don't care. I like push my KFC away and I stomp up the stairs.
Go, 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 go. And there's some, and your mom, no, let her go, let her go. And well, I'm gonna eat her original recipe then. Show her.
Secret herbs and spices, not gonna go. Those go to waste.
And Ferris, you get home, get changed. Your parents are there. And what they like, well, why don't we go out to dinner?
Well, that you know, that a public place where awkward conversation is less likely, I'm all for it. I'm pumped.
Yeah. So your dad goes, let's go to Shakey's. Because, you know, they got pizza, you know, and they got that nice, those potato mojos I like so much. So let's go there. I know, you know, and they do refills on the soda. So it's good.
I was thinking Steak and Shake, Dad, but Shakey's is good.
Yeah, it's just Shakey's. Steak and Shake. Yeah. Got that chili 5-way that, my stomach. Anyway, so we go to Shakey's, you know, it's one of those sort of dimly lit pizza restaurants. They've got a television, big Scantron television, and there's a Space Invaders machine there, and you know, that kind of thing. And your dad says, so Ferris, Mom and I have been talking, and so I just need to know that you're not going to do that again.
Do what, Dad?
Stay out all night, helling around.
Well, didn't you do it when you grew up?
Hey, that's neither here nor there, son. That's neither here nor there. And your mom again narrows her eyes. Look, can I get your word that you're not going to do that?
Well, you know, Dad, even though maybe we're not identical, I was just trying to be a little bit more like you.
Son, here's the thing is I never told you how a number of those stories ended. They ended with your granddad's belt on my behind.
That sounds unpleasant.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying is, you know, I know I made it sound all cool and stuff, and I understand that, you know, you're growing up, and you know, we're stifling the rules, and you want to get out there and so on. And I know you're hanging around with some girls, but you know, you just gotta. Your mom needs to know that you're safe.
I look at Mom like, oh yeah, I can understand that. Sorry, Mom.
And she's clearly not happy with this full conversation, and you have the sense that there's going to be a secondary conversation between her and your father later on. But she nods.
I'll come home.
Okay. And let's cut to Vince's house. Your mom's there. You can see that she's hear the microwave going. And you see her pull out like one of those like lean cuisine little packages things. And you can see that she's put it in without popping the top, so it's kind of busted out, and there's more of that sort of food spray on the inside of the microwave. And she looks at you and she's like, "Oh, hey."
Hi, Mom.
Hey. I didn't know you're coming home when you're coming home, so I ate the last one. I think there's some bread.
Yeah, Mom. I already ate.
Oh, good, because I love these things.
Yeah, you eat.
Okay.
And I kind of go and open the fridge and see that there's like mustard and a beer bottle and some like rotten fruit, and I'm like, and then I open it up and there's like 4 tins of Haagen-Dazs that I brought home from work. So I just grab one of those and pull out a spoon and just like walk into the living room and sit on the sofa and eat it while I'm watching whatever comes on at 5:30 p.m. on a Friday. I have no idea. The news, probably.
Probably the news, yeah. Eventually your dad comes home. You hear him go into the kitchen. There's a short argument. Just something. Go to the grocery store, woman. Just get something. Your dad comes in. You see he's got another one of the pints of the Haagen-Dazs. He sits down next to you on the couch.
Hey, Dad, how was work?
I got picked up to do some masonry today. It wasn't bad, but it was just day stuff.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, school, fine. Yeah, school. I kind of roll my eyes like this is like I wish want him to kind of go away a little bit, Yeah.
I got a job tomorrow helping out. Dad, one of the window guys needs help hauling. Apparently, a bunch of stuff got busted out downtown.
Yeah, I heard about that. Sheriff McNamara came and tried to blame it on the high school kids.
Yeah.
But I guess, hey, makes work for you, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I guess that's going to be temporary too, huh?
Yeah, one of the things is you get in these places, people, you do a good job, and they'll hire you more, and that's how you get onto this. You got to put your nose to the grindstone,
Yeah, it looks like it's worked for you and Mom for sure.
Pulls out the beer.
Yeah.
Takes a slug of the beer, more
Beer
ice cream.
Yeah, that's a breakfast of champions. So you can see the scene where Vince is like sitting like away on the other sofa, like doesn't even like he just does not want to be here. And he's like, I got like homework to do. Yeah. And I stand up and start walking out of the room.
Okay.
So like you hear these like rocks pelting at your bedroom window, right?
Yeah.
And Jerry's standing down there, and she's got like a chicken like drumstick that she's waving at you.
I'm like, what the? I open the window and I'm like, what are you doing here? I'm eating Haagen-Dazs. Right?
My parents are just such a drag. I just need to get out. And I figured your mom probably didn't make you dinner tonight, so I had some leftovers,
I'm like, oh. So I'm like, all right, hang on. And then I just like, I don't have to sneak out the window, right? No. I just like walk right back downstairs. I'm going out.
Okay. Have a good time at work.
Yep. Close the door. I walk out.
Hey, bring home some chocolate chip.
Yeah.
So I'm like, look, you said that's your aunt who has that machine, right?
Yeah. Why, you want to meet? I want to go talk to her or something?
What if we go and pick up Ferris? Because we're probably going to need some computer wizardry, to figure it out and see what we can find out.
You want to go steal my aunt's invisible box?
I got nothing better to do.
Well, I guess I could use it to go pick up some food from the grocery store.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I guess kind of being an invisible drummer would be pretty awesome. That would be like a ticket out of here.
Can you just imagine a bass guitar just floating and shredding? That'd be sick. And I kind of made my parents a little upset. So I was thinking if I could get invisible, maybe I could sneak up and get some cash, maybe help them out, you know? They've been under a lot of stress lately.
What are you going to rob a bank now? I was just talking about picking up some chocolate chip ice cream.
Maybe like a 7-Eleven, maybe. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Circle K.
So I'm like, I want to get out of this town. I don't want to go to jail, but maybe. Do I know is my aunt in town? Is that somebody whose address I know? Or
Yeah, I would assume so. Yeah.
So I go to a payphone, corded payphone, put the single quarter in, and
Okay.
and call up Aunt Diane.
Well,
First we should call our friend Ferris. I guess.
Yeah, I'd like to call Ferris.
Okay. So you guys are out and it's starting to get dark. Sun's going down, even as you're dialing. So Ferris, your parents get home, got the leftovers from Shakey's, and they go in, and the phone rings, and your mom picks it up. Hello?
Hi. Is Ferris home?
She doesn't cover the mouthpiece particularly well, and she says to her husband, "It's that girl." Let him talk to her. Jesus wept. Come on. And Ferris, it's that girl.
Oh, thanks, Mom. And I
not the nice one.
Not the nice one.
So I try to take the corded phone. I try to. Is the phone on the wall or is it sit on like a table?
Oh, I like that it's on the table. It's got the cord there. You can move with that and then move the headset.
Definitely. So I move it around the corner and then use the cord, using it full maximum length. So I got the cord all the way stretched out. And then I got the curled cord also all the way stretched out.
Oh yeah.
And I'm in the powder room now. Down. Hey, what's up? What's going on, Jerry?
Like I got the phone. I'm like curling the cord of the payphone, and I'm like, hey Ferris, wanna go on an adventure tonight?
I can hear stuff in the background like cars. Where are you?
We're outside of, we're downtown,
It's you and Vince?
Yeah.
Man, you guys are crazy.
Well, I mean, I just, we got this lead. Don't you want to follow up on it?
Of course I do. Okay, where are we meeting?
So like I looked to Vince and I'm like, where do we meet or whatever?
And I'm like, I don't know. So I'll say, well, her house is in X part of town, and so let's say we're going to the library to meet out front there.
Yeah, meet out in front of the public library, okay?
Oh, that's a good call. I can tell him I'm going to study.
And bring that supercomputer of yours.
Yeah, I'll tell him I'm going to Mr. Romaine's public computer talk at the library. It's all coming together.
All right, see you then.
And
I was thinking about like doing like you hang up, but he already hung up. So I'm just like, okay, bye. Click.
and Ferris, when you go to talk to your dad's like, oh yeah, you're gonna go to Mr. Romaine's public computer class. Wink.
I'm just horrible at this, but I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to follow. He's like throwing me a bone, like this is like a softball pitch, and I'm gonna miss it, but I'm gonna try to miss it as elegantly inelegant as I can.
Okay. You kind of stumble on through a couple of things, and like, no, I understand. I'll cover for your mom. I'll talk to your mom. You just go to the computer class.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah. And then Vince, you will pick up the phone and you will call your aunt.
Yeah.
Okay. Dial in. Again, now you're under that sort of the street lamp, public payphone thing with Jerry just behind you, and you'll dial and it'll ring a couple times and pick up. Hello.
Hi, Aunt Diane. It's Vince.
Hello.
Hello, it's Vince. Aunt Diane.
Hey, if you're gonna call, this must be a wrong number. Hello?
Aunt Diane. Does she not? She's acting like she doesn't hear me.
Yeah, and she can hear the click of your quarter's gone.
I turn and say, she couldn't hear me. It was like a bad line or something. Could Ferris hear you? I asked Jerry.
Yeah, he heard me fine.
What? Man, I just wasted my last quarter.
Well, I guess we just gotta show up, ring her doorbell.
You will see, as you guys kind of standing there, by that payphone, you see like a parent, a mom, and a couple of kids, and they are walking past you to and like one of the kids walks smack full force into your leg, Jerry, and falls down, like boom, kind of pushes you off to the side, and the mom goes, "Oh Jesus, are you so clumsy?" And she goes, get up, and she walks over, doesn't apologize to you, just picks up her kid, back of the shirt, sets him upright, and they move on to go to the library.
That was rude. Doesn't look like that apple falls far from that tree.
And I look up at is it nighttime now?
Yeah, it's gotten dark.
I go, hey guys, I want to see something. And I'm going to walk inside the library.
Okay.
And go ask the librarian a question.
Okay. The door doesn't open for you.
I'm standing on the platform, the auto thing. I'm like, hey.
Somebody walks from the other side and it opens finally.
I'm like, oh no. It happened again. I said to the guys.
Ferris, where are you when you realize you're invisible again?
Well, here's the thing. So I'm taking my bike there.
Yep.
So
the same bike pumping on its own that freaked out the wino last night.
Exactly. So I realized it when probably about the third time I get some gapes. So I'm pretty focused. Like this is nighttime. I'm about to lead my second double life again that I never had before last night. And so I'm not really all that, a few gapes. Please, I'm headed to the library. I got to go. And I'm still a little euphoric that somehow Dad's in on this, like Dad's covered for me, like whatever that is, like that's a first, I have a new life, so I'm here at the library, but about the third time that someone's just just stops in their tracks and is like, and is following me, like their whole body is tracking me. My inquisitive mind, it doesn't all this, boom, it snaps into place. Like I realize they can't see me and this bike doesn't have a rider.
Yeah. And Ferris comes riding up to where you two are. And you will probably see one of the people coming out of the library kind of look at that bike pull up. Like, to them, it maybe looks like somebody just pushed a bike down the street and it kind of came to a stop. And they stand there, they look around like, this is a joke show, and they leave. They move on. It's the Midwest. They don't want to get involved.
So I say, well, what are we gonna do? We could go visit my aunt again, but she didn't hear me on the phone.
Well, look, I thought this was going to be like something we could turn on and off. I wasn't expecting to have to be invisible every night.
Listen, as crazy as this sounds, this might be the perfect time to go see your aunt. Like, she's going to believe us if she can't see it. If she can't see us, she'll know we're telling the truth.
Well, if it was her machine too, right?
Right.
I mean,
at this point, we need her help.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So
and if there's any barriers to getting to see her, well, we're invisible. So that shouldn't be too hard.
All right. I'm going to say, well, hold on. And I'm going to I don't have this on me, but I will run into the library.
Okay.
I mean, I'm assuming I can pull the door.
Yeah, get in if somebody goes through, sure.
And then I'll grab one of those, like when you go up to this has got to have a card catalog, not a computer yet.
Right.
And so I grab a couple of those little note cards with the tiny pencils they have and just take that with me and say, in case we need to write like notes or something and they can't hear us. So that everyone sees this card catalog floating along, I guess.
It's in the chaos of the thing. You can probably get that so people don't see it, or they maybe see something out of the corner of their eye.
Yeah.
All right.
One person sees it and gasps, and then the librarian's just like, shh.
So say, all right, let's go.
So you three will head over across town. Let's have you again, I think, for this, Vince, just to make sure that this happens without any complications or problems. Let's have you make another move roll. This is to evade detection or getting spotted. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
You get there fast. You will arrive without a problem. Your aunt's house is there. It looks dark right now. What do you want to do?
So I'm not on good terms with her, but we're not super hostile. So I guess we can try the front door.
Okay.
What do you think, guys?
Well, I mean, I guess.
We could try to sneak in, but I don't know what we're going to do with the machine when we find it.
I think, we're not really trying to avoid her. I think we probably need her help. So I think the front door is the right call.
Okay. Go up and ring the doorbell.
Okay. Ring the doorbell. Ring it again. Won't hear anything.
Try just knocking on the knocker. Ding,
yeah,
ding.
Knock on the door. Hear echo.
Huh.
No response from inside the house.
Any lights on?
No.
Is your car here or no?
Yeah. Is there
Kind of look
over
around for the truck and kind of go walk around back to where it would be parked, and it is not there.
Does since hey Vince, since your aunt's all important, does she have one of those? Does she have one of those big phones that she carries around?
So, I don't know. I mean, I think she does. I don't have the number. I don't think. Where do you think she went back to? Maybe she's doing like an experiment, and she went back to the woods.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, where else can we look for her? That's the only other place I know she's been.
that sounds like her lab, I guess.
I'll try the front door just out of curiosity. Is it locked?
It is locked. It's not a heavy lock. You could try and tinker it open if you wanted.
Start looking in windows, right? We're invisible after all.
Yeah, no one sees you.
I mean, on the Ferris is like intrigued by the tinkering idea, but also that's so far outside of his, like, you know, picking a lock. That's on Kojak. That's not.
Yeah.
I start trying windows, seeing if any of them are unlocked.
All right. Once you roll force.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're mostly unlocked. And I'm gonna open them with my skateboard.
Yeah.
2 successes.
It's
Nice.
more that you have to get to one of these windows, and it's that it hasn't been opened, and you get that paint swell on it. That you gotta push it up, and you kind of push it so that you don't actually break the glass, and you gotta kind of get that scrape up of the old house. Counterweights kind of just barely help you pull it up, and yeah, you can climb in through the side window here.
What do you think, Ferris? Down for a little B&E?
No.
You know, guys, this is my aunt's house, and I like I just scramble in and I just go unlock the front door.
Okay.
I'll go. You know what? I'm going to go in the front door.
Like,
Suit yourself. I still go in through the window.
Okay. Clamber on in. Modest house, well furnished. Can open the door and look around. That the plan?
Yeah, I look for the device, among other things.
Okay. You will look around, check. It doesn't seem to be any kind of like workshop area here. And while you see some gadgets and bits like that, you don't see anything big like it was. But eventually, you will come to a door in the house that is locked. And it actually has like a little keypad lock on it.
So now, lock picking out on a front door is one thing, but I got to take a crack at this now. Now I'm intrigued. Now you got me.
Yeah, it says, hey, it's my aunt. I'm family here. It's cool. I'm asking you to help me out.
I'm in.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and I'll just stand over here. Just keep an eye out. You know, not that we're doing anything wrong, but
Oh, I do raid the fridge.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. She's got food.
And I've plugged my K-Pro in too.
Okay.
And I do have my tools. So because I don't go anywhere without those. I don't know if there's any way to would the K-Pro help with this keypad situation?
Tell me how.
So I'm going to
alt.rec.lockpicking.org.
You know, there's a few dark places on the bulletin boards that my parents don't know I go to because they don't know what a bulletin board is.
Right.
But this, you know, and I read them like in the idea that, oh wow, like is there any, you know, in the sort of pretend world that I have something to use this information? Well, now I do.
All right.
So
explore the depths of the dark BBS.
exactly.
Right. I'll give you the extra iconic dice for that then.
Nice. And what am I? I'm rolling program. What am I rolling?
This is going to be Tinker.
Tinker. All right. And how do I add dice?
so I think for the item, you like go next to it where it is in the character sheet, and you like drop down which skill you're using it with, and then you hit that die.
Yeah.
And then do I roll and I hit the polyhedron right by the iconic item?
Yep.
All right.
Oop.
Oh, brutal.
What do you think?
So,
luck.
what was that, Vince?
Said you could use some luck.
Oh, I'm lucking it. That's a no-brainer. That is not even a question. Yes.
Go on the board, scroll up, checking things, check the little model number, and eventually you will get this popped. Get that lock open into what looks like a a lab. There's no equipment here, but there's papers and notes and pictures and things on the walls. You can see multiple sketches of the device. You can see there's printouts of various data reads. You can see there's some maps with test points and things. You got all this. Is very clear. Yeah, your aunt's involved with this. Let's have Jerry and or Vince. You can roll investigate, or one of you can roll and give the other one a +1 die from helping.
Yeah, I'll give a help if you like.
Okay.
Jerry, if you want to roll.
Sure.
You get 1 extra die, though, from me.
Can I just do this? Nope.
So you will look around and you will get some basic info. It looks like she has an actual lab. You can't really tell what she's working on as you guys go through the papers, what exactly is going on. But it looks like she has another location where she has that lab. You can't tell how this is made or what's going on, but you will see that there is a set of folders. You will see that one of the folders is like test project 1 first run operation, and you'll open it up and you'll see a picture of your English teacher, Neil.
Mr. Neil.
And you can see kind of flip through the pages, and the bottom of it says test failure, subject hospitalized.
Oh.
Oh no. You don't think
there's some other pictures up on the wall, including what you will recognize as Sally's mom.
What? And is there any? There's no context.
Do you want to try and figure out what's going on?
Yes.
I'll let you roll investigate.
I'm all over it now.
As you two, Jerry, Ferris, you're kind of looking around, moving stuff about. You will realize that there's maybe some kind of like security in here. And as you two have been, ruffling through the papers and things, you may have set off an alarm.
Oh. Okay. Use luck on my.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
So it looks like Sally's mom is that clearly the aunt is working with some other people, that Sally's mom has some technical know-how and they're planning on grabbing her up. And it looks like they're running a variety of these tests to use this as a weapon because apparently the process eventually disrupts people's neural pathways.
Uh-oh.
Wow. They're going to make us insane in the membrane.
Oh my gosh. Sally might be in danger.
We all are.
Don't?
And you will hear a crunching sound as a car pulls up, drives back to the back garage.
What's our plan, guys?
When you said your aunt was a witch, I didn't know you meant like this.
Well, I just meant she wasn't very a nice person.
Oh, no kidding. She's making a killer brainwave machine.
Vince, what do we do now?
Well, I mean, I think we need to find out how to reverse it, but I don't. Maybe I don't know. We can stay and try and jump her, or scare her or talk to her. Are you going to be able to figure these notes out in a way to make it reverse it? I ask Ferris.
I can put it all in the K-Pro, but I don't know.
I think we need the box. If we get the box, then Ferris, you can reverse the polarity or Star Trek it. We just gotta get our hands on that thing now.
Trek it.
I mean, if we got the box, I could take it to Mr. Romaine, and I think he'd know what to do.
What? What is that sound?
You're hearing the sound of like heavy metallic feet from out back.
Let's go front. I think we need to get out of here.
Yeah. No kidding.
Should I scoop up some papers?
Grab whatever you can.
Okay. So I
some random notes.
Right.
Grab all that. Guys can run downstairs. You'll see the kind of look through. You see the back door of the kitchen open, and you'll see this worker robot with some other mounted devices on it like you haven't seen is coming in, and you'll see that sort of aliens scan line thing start to go across the room. What do you do?
the jig's up.
We're still invisible, right?
Well,
What are you doing, Vince?
Okay, so I suppose I'm going to run. I'm just going to. I will grab. I'm holding food. That's what I did earlier. So I was actually sitting there listening to them talk while I was like just shoveling leftover lasagna, and so I'm just going to throw it right at that like light thing and then try to run.
Okay, so go ahead and roll move. Any extra successes you have, you can give to your friends.
Excellent. No whammies. 1. Sorry, no extra, guys. You're on your own.
So you will throw that and throw the lasagna on it, and when that comes, there's certainly that turn, and the scan line starts scanning that area. What do you do, Jerry?
I grab Ferris and I push him in front of me and I say, "Gotta get out of here, dude. Got killer robots coming after us now."
Roll move.
Me or
This would be for Jerry.
okay.
So this is me moving Ferris.
Right. I'm spindly, fortunately for you.
And then I push you onto my skateboard. No, let's see.
Nice.
All right, 1 success.
So you can get. Do you want to get Ferris free and out of here?
Yes.
Okay. She just kind of drops you with your K-Pro, pushes you behind. You kind of go sailing out behind Vince, and this robot turns, and as you're there, Jerry, this field kind of goes off in the area, and it's disorienting. So I need you to mark one of your conditions.
Okay.
First condition.
I like that you get to pick your own condition. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah.
So what do you think this does to you?
I'm gonna mark scared.
Okay. Yeah. It's not that it hurts much, but you're freaking out.
Yeah. I think it's gonna vaporize me.
Okay. So it does that. It clearly can kind of detect your general location. Ferris, you've sailed out on that skateboard, K-bro on your back. What do you do?
So I feel her push me out, and is Vince in front of me?
Oh yeah, he's booked out the front door.
So I think at this point, yeah, I'm going to get a little distance. I mean, right now, I think it's maximum adrenaline, and I'm horrible at this. So it's taking everything I can just to go forward. So I'm for right now, I'm just getting away.
All right. So you two can certainly get clear because that's not you're not under immediate pursuit. So we're going to come back into the household. Vince, did you want to do something?
Well, if I turn around and see that Jerry's not with us,
oh yeah,
I think Vince would turn around and go back in. That's
okay.
Like, clearly, my pride, in fact, is that I stood up for my friend.
All right. So when you run back to the door, you'll see Jerry's kind of frozen there. The robot is moving through the kitchen, moving through the dining room, coming towards.
All right.
What do you want to do?
So this is going to hurt, but I'm going to take a couple steps forward, and I'm going to throw a drumstick and try to hit this thing in the head.
Oh, want to kind of try and jam it up a little bit?
Nice.
Yeah, maybe, hit it in the eye or something, right?
Okay. Well, let's have you roll force for that.
Okay, and then it's
In the
my
movies, things like this are improbable but
Yeah.
work. So
it is my iconic item as well.
yes,
So
get 2 extra dice for that.
I'm gonna need them. Might have to use my last luck point. I have to use my last luck point.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Okay, my 2 extra dice for my precious drumsticks. Hey, I got one.
There you go.
Wow, the last die out of 16.
So it's turning, and it's got those sort of gaps between its pieces, and the drumstick goes sort of front first into like the knee joint, into that space there, and it kind of sticks, and this thing is kind of jams, and it's not particularly well balanced, so it does fall, and it hits that china cabinet, and takes all of that china and stuff down as it falls over. And if you two want to escape, you can escape now.
Come on, let's get out of here, Jerry.
Okay. Thanks, Vince. You really saved my bacon.
And you can probably hear, you're guessing it's your aunt kind of running into the house after her security robot now that it's fallen over, and you three can take off.
yeah. And I'd found like a shrubbery, a hedge. When I got there, that's when I stopped to take inventory because I saw Vince, of course, run back by me like, what? So I see them come out.
Okay. Where do you three want to go?
What now? I was hoping your aunt would be an ally, but now I'm obviously we're not so sure.
Yeah. Did those papers tell us anything about how we can cure ourselves from getting brain disease?
We need to go somewhere. You think our hangout is still the best place to go?
Well, we can't go to any adults. They wouldn't believe us if we tried.
But I mean, even to spread out these papers, where is safe? Do you think your garage?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I do. So you guys can rush back to your garage. Get back there. It's late, and you'll get back there, but no one sees you on the street. No one spots
Right.
you.
We're invisible, right?
Yeah. You can get back there and you can throw down these papers, and you want to try and figure this out.
Yes.
Just like what we need to do next.
I'm putting them all in the K-Pro.
Okay. So this will be calculate.
All right. And I can use my computer.
Yep.
All right. Okay.
So you think you need the original device, and based on this, you can guess that she set that up tonight in another park. But as soon as she realizes what's happened, she's going to be racing there as well.
And she's got wheels.
Yeah. Does she have a map or any sort of list of locations that she?
Oh yeah, she's actually probably got the agenda and the date and the location.
We need to get there, guys.
How close is this park?
You guys are a little bit closer than her house, but she has a vehicle.
Hopefully she spent some time cleaning up her precious china. Let's run, guys, or let's go.
There's no way we're going to get there without a car before she does.
So Vince looks briefly at his dad's old work truck parked in the driveway, and he's like, well, I sort of know how to drive. I can try. Or somebody else want to? I'd probably be terrible at this.
Ferris thinks this is a terrible idea. This whole thing is just terrible. But
I bet you could drive, Ferris.
What would that say?
It's like a computer, right?
So they don't have a really good thing. So I've used program for driving before.
Then I'm going to be a very decent driver. Then I've got some natural inclinations this way.
You just have to figure it out, like any one of your other computers or other gadgets. It's basically just a big gadget.
Vince says, "What's the worst that could happen?"
And I can go slow, right?
Well, that kind of defeats the purpose, but probably that's still faster than me running.
Okay, let's try this, right?
Roll program.
And like as we're all piling into the car, it's like I'm sitting in that sort of awkward middle seat of the truck.
Can
I help?
You can help. You can give him an extra die.
I can be like, no, you pull it down. I've watched my dad drive this car. That's the gear shift. Yeah.
The brake's over there.
Push in the clutch.
I put a hand on Ferris's thigh.
Oh my!
I say,
that's gonna help.
Don't worry, Ferris. If anybody can do this, it's you.
And you know what? If we fail at this, that's going to cause me to jam my foot into the accelerator.
So Ferris, you get an extra die from the help.
Yep, I'll roll that. Okay. And
distraction.
You can push it, which means that you re-roll everything, but you have to mark a condition.
I'm in.
Okay.
And I guess it'd be inappropriate if that condition was sexually oriented.
Well, whatever you want to mark of the conditions that are listed there.
Keeping the PG in mind, I'm just trying to be,
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going for a little more programming. Here we go. Yes.
There you go.
Now, let's see. Condition. So it's not angry. It's not really injured. It's either going to be a broken or a scared. I mean, it's probably a scared. It's probably like what? Whoa!
There's the driving. You guys going up over curbs, garbage cans. And of course, just to do the callback, you'll be driving along and you'll see this wino, and he sees this car go by with no drivers. You see him look. Throws that in the garbage can.
We changed that man's life.
We just saved a life.
That was straight. That's a perfect 80s little scene there.
Yeah.
You will drive. You'll kind of hit this park. Go over a curb, come down, and you will see this device back in this woods. You go down this trail, sitting in the middle of that. It's doing that flashing like the one you saw last night. And what do you want to do? Do you want to try and break here and jump out, or do anything strategery?
I'm also going to add too, from my to add to my scared condition, that in all of the jouncing and down the stairs, and since this is PG, I'm only going to allude to it, but that hand on my thigh got jostled a bit, so this got fully awkward for a moment.
Yeah, probably you're fully red, blushing,
right.
Sweating.
Yeah.
Because that hand went where, no other hand is gone. So, so I'm, whoa.
Yeah. I'm assuming that this all happens off screen, though. Like,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Right,
they just see
the frame is up in the eyes.
Right.
So we hop out, and I take my jacket off, which probably isn't helping your condition at all there, Ferris.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm like,
"Ooh."
we can't touch it because last time we touched it flashed us. So I like throw my jacket over it.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
you can cover it over to kind of do that, and it will do that flash when that happens, but it only hits and the jacket's invisible. But you see it flash for a second. Of course, the jacket's still there to say you can see the invisible things.
Now that's cool.
Jerry, you're a thinker, and I appreciate that.
So
now it's my turn to blush.
So
yes, yeah. Does that fix it?
So-
Vince asks.
he's going to have to reverse the polarity.
Get it in the car. Let's get it in the car.
So you're kind of going to grab it. You hear
Uh-oh.
down that trail that you came down to get here, you hear a truck coming, and you can see headlights. What do you want to do, Vince?
So let me get this straight. We're still standing in the woods with the machine,
you
or
got the machine covered. You kind of starting to, okay, should we fix it here or should we lift it away? And then down back the trail that you guys drove in to get here sounds like someone's coming, and you're assuming it's your aunt.
all right. So this is going to be. Tell me how you feel about this. It's on a
Sure.
tripod. It's wrapped in an invisible coat.
Yes.
I'm going to grab the outside of it, the coat, lower the tripod, and
Okay.
well, I don't know. If you put something inside of an invisible coat, can you see the object inside of it, or is the object concealed?
The object will not be concealed.
Oh, okay. So I say, I pick it up, you holding the coat, and I'm like, let's get out of here. And I said, let's get back to the truck.
All right. So let's have you roll force to get this up and in without any complications. And then I'm going to come to Jerry and see what Jerry is doing.
1.
Oh, yeah. Jump. Get it back up in the truck. Jerry, what are you doing?
So if we're gonna make this work, I'm just gonna have to make a distraction. It's the only way. Ferris, you get back there with Vince, and you figure that thing out. I'll meet up with you. And I'm gonna like run towards the headlights, like waving my arms.
Vince yells at you to come back, but
All right.
no.
So this is actually a comedic moment, because as you run towards the headlights, they keep coming.
They don't see you.
And I was like,
Let's have you make a move roll.
right. Oh man.
Jerry, no.
So I jump on my skateboard.
Yeah, it's like they can't see you.
Move.
Skated up towards it.
Look at that.
So you jump out of the way.
With the condition, yeah.
Condition. But here's what will happen is you jump out of the way, but as you leap, you kind of do that leap up, and the skateboard will fly up and will smash into the front windshield of this thing, and it will go off the path. Your skateboard is gone, but she is stuck there, and you three can get away if you want.
Definitely.
Jerry, you were the hero.
Jerry.
Yeah, I guess.
I might see Jerry in a little bit of a new light. Like this has been impressive.
I'm looking off wistfully at my board, as we pull away, like, oh, my board.
You can certainly get this back, and you can pull the invisible jacket off of this thing, and you can reverse the polarity on it and flash yourselves back.
Yay!
What happens to your aunt? Does anything happen? What do you think goes on there, Vince?
I think that as she's getting out of the truck, and she's standing by the truck like, what in the heck? Where did that skateboard come from? You see flashlights in the woods behind her. And emerging out of the woods are a whole bunch of men in like hazmat suits, and they're like, Diane Peterson, the Department of Energy badge is flashed, this sort of thing. Like illegal experimentation with whatever the company is that builds the loop technology on your spare time. You took parts from the lab, blah, blah, blah.
They grab her up to the next day. You go and maybe bike by your or go by your aunt's house. It looks emptied. Like there's no papers, there's no broken china, there's no nothing. The house is just standing empty.
They ghosted her.
Do we still have the box?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, I remember though, it does cause brain damage or something.
Yeah.
So.
I got this.
That's what they said about television too, though, and we still look at that box all the time.
Great point, Jerry.
So let me do epilogue bits. Let me do epilogue sort of final scenes. So what's our epilogue scene from you, Jerry? What do we last see you with here?
So Jerry, we're sitting in class, and Jerry's kind of in the back of class, and Vince and Ferris are towards the front of class, and she's looking out the window and she's watching Sheriff McNamara like taking away Jake in handcuffs, and you look down at her notebook and it has Vince written over and over with little hearts around it. Yeah, she changed her mind after he saved her. So.
Nice. And what is our epilogue scene from you, Ferris?
So I think it's with it's a picture of Ferris on the cover of like a science magazine that no one's ever heard of unless you're got pocket protector.
Uh-huh.
And it's showing that he's won this science experiment for, retroactive tensile strength of, and you can see in the background of this picture is are parts from the box. So he's clearly used, what he got from the box to forward his, and now he's kind of like, yeah.
Tensile strength of windows. We do a callback to that.
Yeah, that's right.
That's really where I was going. I just didn't know where to put the windows in there. I didn't know how that relates.
Perfect. And what about you, Vince? What's our epilogue moment from you?
So I'm standing in the hallway talking to the track coach, and he hands me the varsity letter, right? And and he's like, you keep running like this, you could get a scholarship. And, the light goes on. It's like, oh, this is my way out, And he takes it and he feels good and he walks, throws the new letter jacket over his shoulder and he walks out the door and he looks over and he sees, Jerry standing in the parking lot waiting for him, right? And then that would be the end of the scene.
Nice.
Then
Nice.
one final scene as the credits roll. It's No Flag live at the gazebo.
Yes. They have that play.
Yeah.
Awesome. And that's where we're going to stop, guys.
Cool.
And that's the wrap on that. I hope that was okay.
Oh, it was a blast.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I like this game. I at some point I'm going to run like a full thing of it just so I can see what the seasons are like and the evolution of it. But there's a lot of good stuff. It's a dynamite system and a great setting. So.
Yeah, really great. Is there information in the book about like pacing and scene structure? Because the way you set it up, and maybe I don't know if this was your writing or the book, it did have the kind of arc of an 80s film. It felt the beats, were like that.
Yeah, some of that, they have an interesting way that they present the mysteries and they have some discussion of that. And I took a little bit from that and a little bit from, I tend to use Gumshoe for remembering how to do scene buildups and stuff. But yeah, they've got some nice stuff about tone in there as well.
Great.
Yeah, I recommend it. Actually, I love all the Free League games. I think they're all really sharp. Mutiny Zero and this and Coriolis. So,
but they really came out with a slew of them in the last year. Other than Mutiny Zero, like they're all really recent. Like they did good work.
Yeah, and there's then there's the two other. They have GenLab Alpha, which is the sequel to Mutant Year Zero, and then the robot one, which has come out. So
that's cool.
Very cool.
thank you guys very much. I really enjoyed running this for all three of you.
Yeah, thank you, Lowell.
Had a good time. Sean, haven't played with you in a long time.
Yeah.
Michael and I just played together Thursday, doing character creation. Entire session of character creation.
It's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
What game was that for?
Legends of Wulin. It is. I wanted to try it, but it is a very complicated system. So it's fun to try those things. And you, Eugene, had a good time. It was nice to play with you for the first time. So
yeah, it was great. I think I might be playing in something of. Are you running some games at GauntletCon?
Yeah, all I'm running at GauntletCon is Worldwide Wrestling.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'm playing with you in a game because I think your name is somewhere on that event.
10 Rep On Show was one of the games I'm playing. So.
Something. It's in there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But I'm glad you're playing GauntletCon. GauntletCon has a ton of great stuff.
I recently discovered the Gauntlet. Super great.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Best community there is. So,
yeah.
Well, thank you again. And to the players, too. You guys were great. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was really
Thanks
fun.
for running. Thanks for playing.
Michael. That was great.
Nice to meet you.
all right, I'm going to stop the broadcast.
Okay.